skip the quiz tonight and play Parcheesi? I want to play Parcheesi. It's time for Buzz That Herring.
For Yorkshire!
Buzz.
What are birds? We just don't know.
Clever Dick.
I was saying words.
He's lovingly robbed with rhubarb.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Good evening, and welcome to the Buzz Off Studio Theatre, live from Sussex. And here's a message from our sponsor, Samster.
Oh God no. Tilda Colo bus stop paper 5 o'clock oncoming police car map of Japan parking TV car moon viewing pouting.
I've heard worse from you, Sam, so I'm not going to lie. Thank you very much for the 38-month subscription right there. Hope you're keeping well. And as well to Salem Stowaway for the 8-month subscription, and to Clive for 43 months. Goodness me. Thank you, darling. Got dinner on stream again. Clive, 43 months there. Can we skip the quiz tonight and play Parcheesi? I want to play Parcheesi. Well, I'm afraid we're not going to. You can go play Parcheesi if you like, but we are still going to do the quiz. Can you call me darling? I can, darling. Absolutely. But yeah. And Salem, what did you say, Salem? If I missed that. Time for Buzz That Herring. Yeah, there's very much an exclamation mark theme. It occurred to me last week. Buzz off, Google that. Or Buzz off red herrings, Google that. All starred with an exclamation mark. Who'd have thought it? Anyway, hope you're keeping well and are enjoying the weekend. We are kicking off this evening with Buzz Off, and it is the third of our qualifying matches between, well, we'll find out in just a minute, but I can tell you the pack has been written by We Like Shapes, and it's a challenging pack, certainly not without its moments of challenge, but I'm sure we'll all have fun with it. I hope you're ready to play along in the audience game as well, which is present as ever. Good evening to Colo, to Mark, to Arun, to Matt, to AB Mead, to Topper and Pruse, to Ape and Mr. Vertigo, Shapes and Jogging, Toot and Pyro, Simpsons Angle, Lottibus, Clive, Puzzle Dan, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering and lingering in the chat. You are most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining for what promises to be a fun-filled finale. Buzz Off, Red Herrings, Google that. Probably the three lightest and funnest games I've got in my repertoire, I suppose. So, if you are wanting to play along in the audience, I've deleted the bit of code where it gives you a player avatar automatically, because I think it was breaking shit. So come join the game, and a message from our sponsor, Salem Stowaway.
How many exclamation mark quizzes are we playing today? 30H3.
30H3, indeed we are. So do come in there. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Salem Stowaway. Look, fiery chicken burger sandwiches. That's, yeah. We had fry up this morning, so just not remotely hungry. You're up in the cheap seats, Briggs. Yes, you are a bit. And Salem, welcome to the stream formally. So yes, I've put in a line which clears the title suggestion at the start of round one. So it's definitely cleared because you don't get an opportunity to suggest a title before that. But yes, if you want a chance to suggest a title and you want to play along for some bonus pennies, do come and join the game. Silent Marine, welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's been good week, and yes, it is the mid-season finale. Because Score, hello, welcome to the stream. Why is there so many seats? Just because the asset for this theatre was a lot smaller relative to the studio, I guess. Anyway, I'm eating at the same time. I hate doing that, but yeah, we're off gallivanting next Saturday. We'll be on a plane. In fact, this time next week, we should have just arrived in Paphos in Cyprus, where I've never been before, so I'm looking forward to going. We are having a bit of a recharge and I feel a well-earned break. We haven't had a family holiday since 2019, so not with all three of us anyway. So yeah, we're take the opportunity of Dylan finishing a week earlier than most of the schools in the area and getting away while we can, and then I'll be back for the very end of July. So yes, in the meanwhile, I'm sure there'll be lots of people available for your quizzing needs. Table where I can put my laptop and take notes. What in the studio? I'm afraid not. Do I have a smartboard in this room? No, but there is a projector behind the floating plaque at the top, which you may be able to see later on. Anyway, that code will persist throughout the game, so if you want to come and join us, then you'll be able to do that. But I think we should get on with the game. Playing for a place in the semi-final this evening, we've got Pla Jogging and Matt the Ref. Gentlemen, good evening and welcome.
Good evening to you too.
There's a Matt the Ref. Jogging, are you hearing us?
This is the bit where I unmute myself. There we go. Hello.
Welcome to you both. Jogging, first of all, great to have you with us. Obviously, you did both of you doing very well in the qualifying event. Did you play in the last tournament, Jogging? Can you remind us?
Yes.
Oh, first of all, a message from our sponsor, Shadowmane.
A runner and a referee. Sounds like a joke I've heard one too many times before.
I don't know if TTS is coming through there. I guess it is by the chuckle. And now you've said that, thank you very much, Shadowmane, for the 28-month subscription there. So now you've said it. I remember you were. It's a chunky last year, weren't you, Jogging?
Chunky, yes, that's right. Yeah.
Well. Obviously, you don't know if you guys win tonight. We don't know who the opponent in the semi-final is going to be yet. We'll decide that when we come back from the mid-season break. But Jogging, certainly wish you the very best of luck. And Jogging, of course, has got a new noise this year. And if Jogging wants to get my attention, he sounds like this. I'm hoping you've got that buzzer. Jogging, do you have the buzzer?
Oh, I need to.
Hole in one.
There we go. We'll hear it again later on. Yeah, sorry, I probably sort of prepped you for that. Yeah, I send you the buzzer and you have to press the button. There we go. So we'll hear that in full without you talking over it later on, hopefully. So, but all is well. Welcome to the game, Jogging. You are going to be buzzing off against Matt the Ref. Matt, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Ben. Good evening, everybody.
And hope you're keeping well. Samster, welcome to the stream. So Matt, did you play in the last tournament?
I did play last time round, yes.
Okay, so how do you fancy your chances coming in this time around?
As I was saying earlier in sort of the general chat, I was quite nervous coming into this because I was shocked that I actually managed to qualify for this. So yeah, I'm not holding my hopes up, I'll just say that, but let's see.
Well, we'll all have whatever happens, I'm sure we'll all have a good time nevertheless. Yeah, Matt as well has got an attention-getting device. I'm going to send a test buzzer down to you. Matt, if you want to get my attention, you go like this.
Through goes Hamilton!
Of course he does. So, there are your contestants. Those are their buzzers. It's Jogging versus Matt the Ref. I hope you're ready to play along at home as well. Let's go to round one. It's the trivia search.
Good luck, Jogging.
What?
Okie dokie. Blue Pine, welcome to the stream. Round one is the trivia search. You will be shown a 13 by 13, I think it is, word search grid with a category. Hidden within that grid, 5 words that fulfill the category will be hidden. All you've got to do is buzz in and tell me what they are. If you buzz in and are correct, you get 1. First to get to 3 wins the point. First to 2 points wins the round. As well as when you find one, you will also turn on a global clock on your opponent, who must equalise before that clock runs out in order to avoid losing by default. Letters will gradually be removed from the grid to make it a little bit easier for you along the way. And that will speed up over the course of it. If you buzz in and are wrong, you are frozen out for 10 seconds, thus giving your opponent some free information and thinking and searching time. And also, you are automatically locked out temporarily for 2 or 3 seconds after a correct answer has been given, just in the interest of balance. Hopefully that all makes sense. All you need to do is buzz in. Audience game, if you're playing along, spelling must be exact, and you must find the word before it has been found by players in the audience. The faster you find them, the more points you get. You can guess a maximum of 5 times. Good luck to everyone as we go into puzzle number 1. And this pack, as a reminder, is by shapes. First puzzle, we're looking for cities on the Pacific Rim.
I'm going for a hole-in-one.
Jogging
Shanghai.
is there. It's a good start. Matt's clock is on.
I'm going for a hole-in-one.
For 2, jogging.
Vancouver.
Vancouver is also there. 1 more for the point. Seeing a few points coming in for our audience game. Matt, you need to equalise in the next few seconds. Time! Sorry, Matt, you are out of time. Jogging has done enough with 2 there. There were 3 missing answers up there. Jogging, you seeing any more? Matt, seeing any more?
Busan.
No.
Busan is one of them. Let's have a look at the other answers. Busan,
Santiago.
Santiago and Auckland were the other 3 missing answers there. Jogging, you've got your first point. Matt, you've got some catching up to do. Let's go on to puzzle number 2, and we're looking for tennis racket manufacturers.
Through goes Hamilton!
Matt.
Adidas.
Adidas, I'm afraid, is not there. You are frozen out for 10 seconds. Bad luck. Nata, welcome to the stream. Matt, you're back in.
Yeah.
Lots of players finding answers in the chat. There are definitely 5 in there. Hopefully they'll start to present themselves in due course.
I'm going for a hole-in-one.
Jogging.
Babolat.
Babolat. Yes, that's your first one up there.
Through goes Hamilton!
To equalise, Matt.
Prince.
Prince is there. Yes, you tied up the scores.
Through goes Hamilton!
Oh, damn.
To take the lead, Matt.
I was about to say fear, but the F disappeared.
No, I'm afraid you're not
I'm going
right.
for a hole-in-one.
Jogging.
Wilson.
Wilson is there. And there are 2 more in there.
I'm going for a hole-in-one.
Jogging.
Yonex.
Yonex. Very good indeed. Bad luck there, Matt. You could find the 1, but unfortunately, that was a tricky one though. So all the letters have now gone.
I also saw Wilson the exact second I said fear as well, so fair play.
Bad luck on that one. Yeah, the one missing answer there, Technifiber. Well done if you did find that in the audience. Glad to see that the countdown is going. The last player to find a correct answer, Shadowmane and Mr. Vertigo finding Yonex and getting 64 points for it. The most points going out on that one was... Where was it? The first one to be found was Arun, who found Wilson and got 198 points, the most for that puzzle. Jogging's gone 2 ahead, which means that is the end of the puzzle and the end of the round. Jogging, you've got your first chevron. Have a bite of my sandwich. So, Jogging with the early lead, but not to worry, still plenty of time to make it up. I really need to not be eating while streaming. I hate doing it. I think it's very unprofessional of me, but I am hungry. But yeah, right. Jogging, you've got the lead. Matt, some catching up to do. Don't worry, still plenty of time as we go on to round number 2, the auction house. Okay, you'll be given a category and you need to bid back and forth 1, 2 or 3, +1, +2, +3, until someone challenges. So you might be given, for example, one we had the other week was Oscar-winning films with one word. You need to bid how many of those you can name. It goes back and forth until somebody challenges. Once a challenge has been made, you must name the amount that you've bid. If you manage it, you win the point. If you don't, the opponent gets the point. Simple as that. So it's a game of bluff as well as knowledge. How much do you know, but also how much do you think your opponent thinks you know, if that makes sense. First one to 2 points wins the round and the chevron. Audience game, slightly different for you. You have got to come up with the correct answer, but one that you think is less likely to be said, because you get 200-point flat rate if you give me a correct answer, but then you get more points the longer it goes before the challenged player actually says it. So if they challenge at 5, for example, and then they don't say your answer until the 4th one, or they don't say it at all, you get more points for that. But you must be quick. You must get your answer in before the challenge is made, and the challenge may come without warning. There is a spell checker on here, and fingers crossed it will pick them up for you. We'll find out, I guess. So nice and quick, getting your answers in before the challenge is made. Good luck in the audience. And to our auction house first puzzle. We're looking for the top 20 figures on the Independence 2023 Pride list. Jogging, you're opening the bidding. Would you like to start with 1, 2, or 3? You can do this yourself, including the challenge, but you might want to talk to me at the same time.
I'll start things off with 2.
A casual 2 to start. Matt, over to you. +1, +2, +3, or a challenge. We're going for +1, we're up to 3. Jogging, any more for any more? We're up to 4. Matt, care to outbid, or... There is a challenge coming in thick and fast. Jogging, let's have your first answer, please.
That's bad. I actually don't know any of them. Let's go for Dylan Mulvaney.
Who?
Dylan Mulvaney.
Dylan Mulvaney. You did say it just before the time ran out, so I'm going to double check to see if they're on the list.
Well,
they're not.
no, okay. Whoops.
Can you read the note on the Google Sheet, please? Yes, I certainly can. Yes, I forgot to do that on the first one. Note for players, this list was created to champion achievements by LGBTQ plus Britons in the past 12 months, made possible by icons who paved the way such as Sir Elton John, Nicola Adams, Sue Perkins and Gok Wan. That's the fact I should have given you at the start of that one, but Jogging, would that have been of any help, do you feel?
A little bit, probably.
Possibly, okay. Oh, apologies for missing that. The answers that you could have had there, Abby Kiwanuka, Bella Ramsey, Beth Mead, Cynthia Erivo, Edward Eninful, Emma Darcy, Jake Daniels, Jill Scott, Joe Locke and Kit Connor, Joe Lysett, Jordan Gray, Monroe Bergdorf, Paul Brand, Paul O'Grady, Phil Opoku Guillama, Rylan Clark, Sam Smith, Susie Eddie Izzard, Tom Daly, and Yasmin Finney were the answers that you could have had there. So, tricky one to start with, and we're not getting any, so a little bit of bluffing going on there. Lewis, welcome to the stream. Matt, you've got that first point. We're going to go on to puzzle number 2, and I will give you a note before the bidding starts. The category is... London's foot/road bridges across the Thames east of Richmond. Note for players, bridges that are railway only are not correct answers on this list. So excluding railway, we're looking for foot and road bridges across the Thames east of Richmond. Matt, you are opening the bid. Would you like to start with 1, 2 or 3? Starting with 2. Jogging, over to you. +1, we're up to 3. Matt, any more? And there's a challenge, just 3. Jogging.
Okay, again, don't really care about London. Let's try Putney Bridge.
Putney Bridge. Good start. 2 more.
Let's go for Millennium Bridge.
Is good. One more, and the point is yours.
Let's try Tower Bridge.
3 for 3.
Okay.
Good play. We tied up. Mac, do you think you could have named any more?
I was thinking London Bridge and Tower Bridge. I wouldn't have thought of the other two.
Yeah, London Bridge was definitely there. Tower Bridge we had. The other missing answers there, the Albert Bridge, the Barnes Bridge, Dukes Meadows Footbridge, Battersea Bridge, Blackfriars Bridge, Chelsea Bridge, Chiswick Bridge, Hammersmith Bridge, Hungerford and Golden Jubilee Bridges, Kew Bridge, Lambeth Bridge, London Bridge, Southwark Bridge, Vauxhall Bridge, Wandsworth Bridge, Waterloo Bridge, Westminster Bridge, and Bridge Bridge. No, I just made that last one up. Westminster Bridge was the last one there. 1 point apiece. Very well done, both of you. We're going to go on to puzzle number 3, and Jogging, you're going to be opening the bidding on UK Top 20 Singles by Tina Turner. I have no note for you on this, but would you like to start the bidding with 2? Matt, we come over to you. Shadowmane, welcome to the stream. We're going one more. We're up to 3. Jogging, any more? And we're up to 4. Matt, can you outbid? No, and it's all yours, Jogging.
Simply the best.
Simply the best. Yes, the best. We'll take that.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye, you've found your weakness. 2 more.
What's love got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it? 1 more.
Nutbush City Limits.
Nutbush City Limits. Very well played, that man right there. I was really hoping, well, not hoping, but I got a piece of trivia that I looked up, because I was expecting Private Dancer would have turned up, but apparently that only got to number 26. Private Dancers, so
Exactly why I didn't say it. I definitely knew that.
yeah, River Deep Mountain High, A Love Like Yours, and Nutbush City Limits are duets with Ike Turner. It Takes Two was a duet with Rod Stewart. The Best is the one everyone thinks is called Simply the Best, but it would be churlish not to accept the longer wording. I'm glad that I did make the right decision. Missing answers there: A Love Like Yours, Disco Inferno, I Don't Want to Fight, I Don't Want to Lose You, It Takes Two, Let's Stay Together, Missing You, On Silent Wings, River Deep Mountain High, Steamy Windows, Way of the World, We Don't Need Another Hero, When the Heartache Is Over, and Why Must We Wait Until Tonight. And after 3 puzzles, Matt has 1, but Jogging has 2. It's the end of puzzle 3 and round 2, and Jogging, you've got another chevron. Two for 2 for Jogging so far. He goes 6-3 into the lead. I don't get debug points on that one, so hopefully you saw how many points you got in the audience game, but all will be revealed towards the end. Jogging pressing his advantage now, but we've got one more round before the big finale, and it is the Time Warp. Audience game, this works exactly the same as the Hot Seat Player game, so I will only give the instructions the once. The only difference is in the Hot Seat game, if they don't buzz before the timeline runs out, they have to buzz, whereas you will be frozen out in the audience. You'll be shown a timeline and an event or a date or something with a numerical answer. All you've got to do is hit your buzzer when you think the slider is pointing to the number that is the correct answer, though of course the beginning and end might not be round numbers, so you might have to do a little bit of working out an estimation. The slider will take 15 seconds to get from one side to the other. One thing I will say to you is that when you press the buzzer, you'll get a log on your Hackbox device, but your slider on the screen won't stop. That is so it doesn't necessarily tip your opponent off that you have buzzed at a certain time, so they then just have to go higher or lower, and it's very much still in the game. You may or may not want to mute yourselves at this point, because we might be able to hear if your opponent is buzzing, or if you are buzzing, which might give the game away just a little bit, but it's entirely up to you. The 2 puzzles in each, well, the 2 halves to each puzzle, first to win 2 puzzles outright will win the point. Will win, and first to win 2 points wins the chevron. I think that makes sense. Let's play puzzle number 1. And first half, somewhere between 1690 and 1809, the first person to serve non-consecutive terms as UK Prime Minister becomes Prime Minister for the first time. First person to serve non-consecutive terms as UK Prime Minister becomes Prime Minister for the first time. It's somewhere between 1690 and 1809, and your sliders start now. Now I've got 15 seconds of time here to have a bite of my sandwich. The noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's see where they stopped.
I'm going for a hole in one.
Okay, jogging has stopped quite late. Matt has stopped quite early. Let's have a look and see who is closer. Ooh, that's pretty close, but I was looking at the screen. I don't have to do the maths because I get a readout. Jogging, you were 30 away, and Matt, you were 24 away. So Matt is closer and is going to take the first half of the light going green there. 1754, Thomas Pelham Holles, 1st Duke of Newcastle, served as Prime Minister from 54 to 56. When he resigned due to England's setbacks in the early part of the 7 Years' War and was replaced by William Pitt the Elder. In 1757, so just a year later, he became Prime Minister again in coalition with Pitt, who became Secretary of State specifically responsible for directing the war. So, very well done, Matt. You've got the first half, but you need the second half to get the point out right, and let's load in the second half. To parallel with that one, the first person to serve non-consecutive terms as US President becomes President for the first time. Same gap somewhere, but moving further on, so somewhere between 1809 to 1928. 15 seconds, and your sliders start now. And the noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's set the positions.
I'm going for a hole in one.
Jogging going very, very late there. Matt quite early. You may know this. There is, in fact, I believe, only one. And the correct answer is... Oh, it's pretty close again. Jogging 37 away. Matt 43 away. Only a difference of 6 between it, but Jogging just eking the point. So it's 1/2 each, which means no one gets the point here. It was 1885, and it was Grover Cleveland, the only US president served... Sorry.
I thought it was. I thought it was a lot later than 1885. So I knew it was him, but
I was 26th, and I'll just read my notes here. He first served 22nd president from 1885 to 1889, and then as the 24th from 1893 to 1897. Benjamin Harrison served as the 23rd president for one term in between. Very, very close there. Not a huge amount of buzzing in it, but it's a tie after that first one. So we go on to puzzle 2. And we are looking for the year in which the first episode of Top of the Pops is broadcast in the UK, sometime between 1952 and 1987, and your sliders start now. And the noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's see where they stopped.
I'm going for a hole in one.
Little bit closer. Matt going slightly earlier than Jogging here. Let's have a look at what the correct answer is and who was closer. It's Matt by nose. 1964. Again, not much in it. Jogging 4 away, Matt 2 away. Correct answer was 1964. Matt's guess of 1962 was the closest. First episode featured Dusty Springfield, the Rolling Stones, the Dave Clark 5, the Hollies, the Swinging Blue Jeans, and the first #1 song of the show's timeline, I Want to Hold Your Hand, by the Beatles, who I hear are overrated. Matt, you've got half a point again. Let's see if you can get the second as we load in the second half. We're looking for the final weekly, not Christmas or New Year special, episode of Top of the Pops is broadcast in the UK. So we've had the first one, we now want the last weekly edition. It's sometime between 1987 and 2022, and your sliders start now. And the noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's see where they stopped at.
I'm going for a hole in one.
Slightly wider margin than I might imagine there. Matt again stopping earlier, just under halfway through. Jogging a little bit later on. Let's take a look at the answer and see who was closer. 2006, Jogging 3 away, Matt 5 away, which means once again we have a deadlock. We have a tie. 2006. Final episode featured performances from the show's history by the Rolling Stones, the Spice Girls, David Bowie, Wham, Beyonce, Niles Barkley, the Jackson 5, Sonny and Cher, and Robbie Williams. The show ended with the final #1 single of its history, Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. 2 annual specials, usually on Christmas Day and New Year's Day, continue to the present day. So, 2 boards in, 2 ties. It all comes down to this one, or we could have a tie at the end. Let's go to puzzle number 3. Sometime between 25, or some number between 25 and 612, we're looking for the Guinness World Record for the width of a sunflower head in centimetres. 15 seconds, sliders start now. And the noise has stopped, which means you've both buzzed. Let's see where you've stopped at.
I'm going for a hole in one.
Matt stopping earlier, jogging a bit later, sort of almost equidistant around the midpoint there. Let's take a look. The correct answer is...
Oh, wow.
a lot smaller than you thought. Only 82 centimetres. We're looking at centimetres. I can't imagine a 2 or 3 metre wide sunflower. That would be vast. But yeah, 82 centimetres. It was grown by Emily Martin of Maple Ridge, Canada in 1893. So for the 3rd puzzle in a row, jogging is on the defensive. Matt, you have got the advantage. A tie here, or a win for Matt will give Matt his first chevron. Otherwise, we are going to end in no chevrons being awarded. Jogging, at this point, you cannot win a chevron, but you can prevent Matt from taking one. Let's load in the second half. Looking for the Guinness World Record for the height of a sunflower in centimetres, somewhere between 612 and 1199, and your sliders start now. And the noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's see where they stopped at.
I'm going for a hole in one.
Pretty close. Matt again going earlier, jogging going a bit later. I can reveal that the correct answer is...
Oh my
917.
God.
Yeah, 9 metre sunflower, which is quite scary. Grown by Hans-Peter Schiffer of Kast, Germany in 2014, standing 917 centimetres high. Which means we've got the same situation on all 3 puzzles. Matt taking the first half, jogging taking the second, which means there are no winners, and it's a dead heat. So, ties all round there as we go to the final round. Jogging with the advantage, 6 plays 3, but remember, in this final round, you get 1 chevron for every puzzle rather than at the end of the puzzle. So, jogging's got an advantage, but Matt could just steal it right the way back. As we go to the final round, it's on the buzzer. In this round, you will be shown a series of seemingly unrelated clues. All you need to do is buzz in and tell me when you know what it is I'm talking about. The first person to do that and buzz in correctly will get themselves a chevron. And the first player to either cross the board or get enough chevrons such that their opponent cannot catch them, and there are up to 5 puzzles in this round, will be declared our winner. If you buzz in and are incorrect, you are frozen out for 2 clues, thus giving your opponent some opportunity to get ahead of the game. You will see the device, the clues on your Hackbox devices as well as on the screen, and there'll be a buzz at both the top and the bottom of the screen. They both do the same thing. As to our audience game, it works like my online-only Connect version way back when, where each puzzle has got a keyword, or possibly more than 1 keyword. Some of them might have 2 keywords that you need to include somewhere in your answer. If you do, you'll be condoned, and you get points. You get more points the earlier you answer. So if there are 10 clues in the puzzle, you get 1,000 divided by however many clues have already been revealed. And you get 2 attempts. There's no penalty for the first one, other than it's just wrong. But after the second attempt, audience, you will be locked out. So use those attempts wisely. Jogging, Matt, best of luck to you both. It's on the buzzer. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. 12 clues in this first round. Here's first. Oh, all right. And the next. Sweet dreams, baby. And number 3. The melody haunts my reverie. And the 4th. I can see the whole room, and there's nobody in it. Clue 5. That's the way it should have begun, but it's hopeless. Clue 6. Oh, Jeff, I love you too, but... Matt.
Random guess. I'm going to take a guess on Leslie Nielsen quotes.
Oh, that's a great guess. I'm so tempted to tear up the actual answer and say you're right, but I can't. You're wrong. Frozen out for 2 clues. Good guess. Locked out for 2 clues. You'll be back in on clue number 9. Jogging some free information for you, starting with this one. Ring. And number 8. Look, Mickey, I've hooked a big one. Matt, you're back on this next clue. I don't care. I'd rather sink than call Brad for help. Number 10. Maybe he became ill and couldn't leave the studio. Why, Brad, darling, this painting is a masterpiece. Jogging.
Oh, that's wrong. Is this Rocky Horror quotes?
Good guess. It's not the one. You're frozen out for 2 clues, which I think is probably the rest of the puzzle. Matt, last 2 clues for you. Number 11. I press the fire control, and ahead of me, rockets blazed through the sky. And I will give you the last clue, Matt. Wham! Do you want to have a guess, Matt?
Through goes Hamilton!
Go on, have a guess.
I might as well have a guess. Are these the quotes from famous paintings? Don't know who the artist is, but the famous quotes that you see on these paintings. I don't know who the artist is. That's the best I can give.
I am going to defer to Shapes on whether or not I accept that. Because I'm going to defer to Shapes. No pressure, Shapes. Feel free to private message me, and possibly any adjudicators who want to weigh in. Shapes is saying, I think we need the name.
Oh, man. I can see the paintings. Sorry, go on.
So Colo's coming as well as an adjudicator saying not acceptable. So unfortunately, we can't accept. You're so in the right ballpark, Matt, but I can't accept it.
Yeah.
Can I buzz now?
You can't buzz now. Do you know what it is? Jogging.
It's Roy Lichtenstein.
That's the one. Yeah. Text Roy Lichtenstein artworks.
Yeah.
Between you were there after 12, but Matt, I feel bad, but yeah, as per we do need the name of the artist there, but well, they're getting there eventually. So no points awarded there, no chevrons awarded.
I'm glad I didn't. I was nearly tempted to say Jackson Pollock paints. I'd have been completely off.
He's not known for his pop culture quotes in his paintings. We're going to move on to another puzzle. So fingers back on buzzers, both of you. And incidentally, all of these screen prints date from 1962 to 64 on the archive website. We're going to go on to puzzle number 2. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. And there are 15 clues here. Here's the first. Basil, second. And the second. Catherine, 329th. I'm going to annex this question at this point for you two in the hot seat. Normally, if there's parentheses, it means I don't need that piece of information. In this case, it's just the way it's visually presented, and I do need that information, okay?
Okay.
Clue number 3. Mark, 115th. And clue 4. Nicholas, 340th.
I'm going for a hole-in-one.
Jogging.
Is this saints and what order they became saints in?
It's not. You're frozen out for 2 clues. Back in on clue 7 for now. Matt, clue number 5. James, 206th.
Through goes Hamilton!
Yes, Matt.
I want to say the British line of succession from the very first king or queen of England?
It's not the right answer. You're frozen out for 2 clues. So no one can buzz on this next one, so I'll reveal all the same. Clue number 6. Martin, 315th. Jogging your back on this next clue. Clement,
I'm going for a
327th.
That's okay.
Jogging.
Is it saints and the day of the year that their patron Saint Day?
That's the one I wanted. Getting it on
Oh,
the second.
very good.
Saints Day's positions in the year. You'd have gone on to see Matthew, Stephen, which of course is Boxing Day, Valentine, February 14th. Swithin would have been the last one there, 196th, and Swithin's Day, of course, being the 15th of July, which is next Saturday. Well done there, Jogging. You've got yourself another chevron. Let's clear that board. Bring Matt back into play. It's 7 plays 2 with a maximum of 3 to go. You know what that means, Matt?
Match point.
It's match point. Pressure on here. You must get the next 3 right in order to survive. Even
I've got to be Lazarus to pull this off.
could we have the greatest comeback since Lazarus? We will see.
Oh,
Buzz, when you know what I'm talking about. 12 clues in this round. Here's the first. Retrain. Relieve.
I'm going for a hole-in-one.
Yeah, jogging.
No. I was going to say if you swap out the R&D and put it on the end, it's a different word, but that's all right.
That's an intelligent thought, but it's not the one. I'm afraid you're frozen out for 2 clues. Clue number 3, Matt, here it is. Hermes. And the 4th. Try. Back on the next clue, jogging. (1984). Clue 6. Taton. Halfway through, come up to clue number 7. Dive. Number 8. Arcane. Stephanie. 3 clues to go. Euphoric. Number 11. Water Zoo.
Through goes Hamilton!
Matt.
This is just a shot in the dark. If you change one of the letters, you get a railway station. I don't know.
It's not that, I'm afraid. There is one more clue, see if jogging can take it. Making your mink up.
I'm going for a hole-in-one.
Jogging.
You change a letter, you get a Eurovision song.
That's the one. Eurovision winning
Congratulations,
songs for the
jogging.
character change. Oh, Matt, 2 there. You've come so close. Oh, but it's just the way it goes. Yes, you had 3 there. Refran, it would have been, and Believe, Heroes, Toy, Tattoo, Diva, Arcade, Stefania, Euphoria, Waterloo, and Making Your Mind Up. Oh,
I was in the ballpark with Waterloo a bit.
I just went the wrong way. Yes, I saw you got the letter different, but just not the category. Unfortunately, it does mean, Matt, that you cannot catch up, and it means our winner is jogging.
Well played, Matt.
Yeah, GG.
Well, good game to both of you. Thank you both for being such splendid contestants. Matt, it does mean we have to lose you from the game at this point, but I hope you've had a good time. It's been great having you here. And
I wasn't expecting to qualify, so...
so he's got 1 up on that, which is great. And a worthy opponent in jogging, I think you'd agree.
Oh, we've got such a great list of players that are in the Buzz-Off tournament. So what I'm doing in here, I don't know.
Well, Matt, it's been great to have you, and we'll catch up with you again real soon, I hope.
Thanks, Ben. Congratulations, jogging. Well played. Good luck in the semis.
Yep. Cheers.
Jogging, that means congratulations must go to you. You are going to be going through to the semi-final where you will be playing the winner of David Stravdi versus Run. They are going to be playing a pack written by Itzotli on the first Saturday back after the mid-season break. So out of those two, do you have a preference for who you'd rather buzz off against?
I mean, one of them is my buzzer, so
that's very true.
That'll be an interesting.
That would be quite funny, actually.
Pair up, yeah.
Well, we'll have to see what their buzzer is when as and when that comes around. But you are through to the semis, so you can go and have a relax, have yourself a beer. Congratulations, and we'll see you in a few weeks' time, if not before.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Jogging.
Yep. Cheers. Bye.
So, there we have the end of another qualifying match. I can disconnect from the broadcast studio now, and it's Jogging who's going through to the semi-finals. Let's take a look at our audience game, see how you got on in the behind-the-scenes game. We had Lingo join, but I'm not sure if he could get validated, but those are the scores. It looks like 20 active players in here, which is very nice, very gratifying. Now, you should get some pennies out at the end of it. Salem coming 9th there. Simpsons Angle coming 10th. And let's go to our top 8 and see who our champions are. No medals, of course, in this game, but just for bragging rights. Ralph, Mark, ABME, Lottibus, Mr. Vertigo, Samster in 3rd, Toot in 2nd, and Toppy Woppy, our champion by 100 points, all but 4. 96 points, topper. Very many congratulations. You are our lobby champion. And it's just time for me to pick a title, which all seems to be working because I've got lots of suggestions here. Thank you very much to Shapes for that pack, which is always a joy. It was a pretty tough in places, but I think fair at the same time. There's some really excellent bits of trivia there. Shapes packs, when there was like a full tome of information. Lingo, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm sorry you couldn't get validated there. I'm not quite sure what happened, but welcome on in. Time for me to pick title. When we come back, though, after the break, we are going to be playing Red Herrings. It's the only time Red Herrings is appearing this season, and it's been written by Arund Aromatics. It's a great pack. You do not want to miss it, so make sure you come back. Let's take a bridge lol. I like that one. I quite like that one as well. That might be a winner. I swear it's just because I don't read The Independent. I've read it now. That can't win, but that's a good one. It takes 2 to make a buzz off go right. That's the first one where we've not had any crashes, so that's nice. I'm going with that one. Honourable mention to... I swear it's just because I don't read The Independent. That's probably my second favourite. But these have been anonymised. I don't know who wrote these. But I picked my favourite title, which will go in the credits, and whoever wrote it will get some bonus pennies. Thanks both to Jogging and Matt, and to you for playing in our audience game at home. We'll be back with Red Herrings after the break. And you have been watching, and nobody knew that London Bridge was in London. And don't go away, because after the break, Red Herrings by a Run should be lots of fun. We haven't seen it this season, and we won't be seeing it again this season, so get your Red Herrings while they're here. I'm going to play some adverts, so if you're not subbed, you'll see some adverts, but don't worry, we won't start the next game without you. Go get yourselves a drink, go stretch your legs, nip to the loo, whatever it is you need to do, and above all, don't touch that dial, for we will be right back. Welcome back to the second part of this evening's game night. No, the sandwich is long gone, Clive. I did take the plate down during the break. Adderset, welcome to the stream. Great to have you with us. It's Red Herrings, folks. I haven't seen this game for ages. But I know it's a firm favourite and light and fluffy, along with the rest of everything else tonight for this, the mid-season finale. And yeah, just a reminder, of course, I am going to be away for the next 2 Saturdays off to Cyprus. So if you're just joining us now, I'm not going to be here next Saturday or the Saturday after, so just FYI. But I'm in the game for this one. I almost forgot to turn my camera off, but here I am in the game. Hello! And it's Red Herrings. It's been written by a run, and you are in for a treat. I strongly advise all of you to come and play this pack. Strongly advise everybody to come and play this pack, because it is a cracker. Type in the code. UPYW. No thanks, says Topper, and is then the first into the game. Oh, honestly, this is it's Pog AF. This pack, it's so good. Come and have some fun with Red Herrings. About 35 minutes this game. It'll run start to finish. It's more or less auto running as well. Danny Gambit, Mantis Dev, welcome to the stream. All done in Twitch chat, by the way. No hackbox on this one, though. It's a game that would massively benefit from a hackbox update. But that's gonna. It's on the to-do list. I've got. I've moved back onto another non-related side project for non-game show, quiz show related side project at the moment. Because obviously work is where most of my energies are going. And then obviously when I've got a little bit of free time, I've remade a couple of other games. Obviously I remade Buzz Off just before, sort of right at the start of when I started work, and then obviously you've seen I've redone Face Off as well. So. I think The Purge is next on the agenda. I have started it, but then I moved on to something non-quiz related, which I'm working on at the moment, which I will give you a sneak peek of soon, because some of you might get a real kick out of it. Yeah, then Red Herrings will be somewhere on the list, so will Risky Business. But yeah, all in good time. Hey, there's no rush. Life's a marathon, not a sprint. So I'm going to give you till the end of the sting to come and join the game. We've got 25 players in at the moment. Room for a few more. By the way, do you like my new... I've got a pair of champagne flutes for Father's Day from Dylan, and they are very, very posh. I don't know what they're made of, but they're pretty chunky. They're really quite heavy. Blindfold gaming is not advised. No. What does not quiz mean? I might show you later on, depending on what time we finish. Although we've got Google that coming up later on. Change from the scheduled spotlight. We'll have to make that spontaneous at some point, because we need to give Alex his airing. Alex's Google That pack, we need to give that an airing, and that's a really good pack as well, so I hope you'll stick around for that. Right, 25 of you in the game. I think we should play some Red Herrings. Let's go! Round 1, I promise this isn't illegal. And also the note on the overall pack is crime doesn't pay. So, are you looking to save a bit of money in a totally legal way? Find out how in just a minute. In this round, you are presented with 16 answers. 12 of them will be the correct answers to the 12 questions that you'll be shown, and 4 of them will be red herrings that will never be the correct answer. You want to avoid those. Get the question right by submitting the letter A through P to Persephone's Twitch bot. If you get it right, you get 1 point. If you get it wrong, I'm afraid you will lose 1 point. You can technically end up on negative 18 points in this round, because as well as the regular 12 questions, 3 of those will be bonus questions chosen at random by the computer, never first, last or consecutive, and they are worth 3 points if you give a correct answer, but will cost you 3 points if you are wrong, so treat them with caution. So yes, 1 point for right, -1 for wrong, and 12 answers to go with the 12 questions, but 4 red herrings. Negative 18, challenge accepted, says 8Vicky. Well, let's take a look at the answers first of all. Poll tax, TV licence fee, corporation tax, hat tax, window tax, VAT, clock tax, stamp duty, beer tax, super tax, income tax, inheritance tax, tea tax, mansion tax, national insurance, and congestion charge are your options. So, are you looking to save a bit of money in a totally legal way? You can try using these tax loopholes that are totally legal. I will describe a totally legal way of avoiding a certain tax. You must identify the tax being avoided. Have I mentioned that all this is legal? So, tax spotting. This round is going to be taxing, yes! Oh... Have multiple hogs, Topper. Multiple hogs. Yes, this round is going to be taxing. That's... missed opportunity of the title there. Tax doesn't have to be taxing. No, but this round is certainly going to be taxing. Let's see what you make of it. Good luck, have fun. Here's question number 1. Avoid this tax by simply refusing to pay the £150 you owe. What are they going to do? Repossess Old Kent Road? But no penalty for abstention. That's the super tax, the Monopoly super tax, which I believe is on the tile in between Mayfair and Park Lane, possibly? Or possibly in between the brown ones. Moving on. Number 2. Avoid this tax by being pagonophobic. Who's that just joined? Was that Danny Gambit, I think, just joined? Welcome to the game. It might have been. If it wasn't, Danny, welcome to the game anyway, and welcome to whoever else just joined. It's the beard tax. The beard tax. There was a tax on beards. Next one. Avoid this tax by exclusively watching media online. For example, on the popular streaming site twitch.tv. That's the TV license fee. Mark, I think it's a luxury tax in the US, but it's super tax in the UK. Number 4. Avoid this tax by having your employer pay you less than £242 per week. Yeah, the iPlayer loophole's been closed. You still do Netflix without a license. Well, we don't have a TV license here. National insurance was the correct answer. If you earn less than £242 per week, you don't pay national insurance. Here's your first bonus question, gang. +3 if you're right, -3 if you're wrong. Here it is. Avoid this tax by buying a property valued at less than £250,000. Unless you already own another property. In which case you pay it anyway. He says with bitterness. Stamp duty is the answer. H for stamp duty is what you needed there. Incidentally, if you get a perfect round, we will give you some bonus points at the end. Question number 6. Avoid this tax by simply guessing what time it is by looking outside. See what you see, Nate? It's the clock tax. Gee, the clock tax. Which I didn't know was a thing until today. Here's your second bonus question, gang. 3 if you're right here, but -3 if you're wrong. Take a look. Avoid this tax by being McVitie's and successfully blagging that the Jaffa cake is a cake and therefore not subject to this tax. Good story here. That's VAT, value added tax, which you don't pay on cake and biscuits, but you do pay on chocolate biscuits. So McVitie's proved that it was a cake. Number 8. Avoid the vast majority of this tax like Jimmy Carr did by processing your annual earnings through Jersey. No, I didn't. Proogs. Have a honk. Have an uninterrupted honk. Income tax is the thing that you have to pay if you earn more than about 12.5 grand. For number 9, avoid this tax by avoiding London. If you really need to go there, just take the bus or something. Gotta whisper it, Mark! Here we were right, though. It is the congestion charge. The congestion charge, which Boris Johnson was this week complaining about Sadiq Khan bringing in, despite the fact that it was him who brought it in. Anyway, number 10. Avoid this tax by bricking up every side of your house. If it's after 1851, though, there's no need to bother. That would be the window tax. The window tax, which was a thing in the early Victorian era. Last bonus question of the round. +3 if you're right here, -3 if you're wrong. Let's take a look. Avoid this tax by not buying products made by a milliner. That would be the hat tax, another one I'd never heard of. But yes, a hat tax. Milliners make hats. Last question then. Avoid this tax by leaving your entire estate to charity. Who wants to be a milliner? Not enough hat makers. I need to buy another hat. Normally buy a new hat when I go on holiday. It's inheritance tax. L is what we wanted there. And the red herrings in that round were the poll tax, corporation tax, tea tax, and mansion tax. That is the end of round number 1. And there's a bonus 2 points to... Who is that who's got a bonus 2 points? Why have I not got an ID button on my stream deck? It is Lottibus. Very well played. The only player to get 12 out of 12 and getting 2 bonus points. And a message from our sponsor, Silent Marine.
Are subs optional license fees?
Optional
Kappa.
license fees. I like that. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. Much appreciated there, Silent Marine. I look good in a deer stalker, actually, Clive. I've got a deer stalker somewhere. I've certainly got one of those ones with the flappy ears that sort of you can wear both ways. It's not a proper deer stalker, but it looks a bit like one. Yeah, I'd look good in a deer stalker. Well, I'll get a photo of it. Probably not for Cyprus, but in the future. Anyway, Lottibus picking up the full whack there and getting a bonus 2 points, taking them up to 20. Then we've got, I can remember your avatars, Proogs and Riff, and no, I can't. Who's that one? Simpsons, Angle, and Colo all on 16. Shapes has 14. Pyropygmy and Ralph are on 13. AB Me has 11. Toot's got 10. Mark and Samson are on 9. Clive's got 8. Dan has got 7. Ape has got 6. Along, is that Mantissa Dev? Is that Mantissa Dev? It is, along with Mantissa Dev, also on 6. And, oh goodness, Anisep there on 4. And, oh, I'm really bad today. Opsimat's on 3. Is it Danny Gambit? Danny Gambit is also on 3. Jogging's got 2. Topper's got 1. Mr. Vertigo -1, along with Salem. Silent Marine -2. Natter and Shadowmane -7. Remember most of the avatars. I'll try and remember them as we move on to round number 2. Now look what you've done. So, in round 2, let me explain the rules first of all. This is the speed freeze-out round. The faster you answer, the more points you get. If you answer in the first 5 seconds, you get 3 points. The next 5 seconds, you get 2. The last 5 seconds, you get 1. Once again, you just need to whisper the letter of the correct answer to the bot. There'll be 12 questions, 16 answers, and 4 red herrings, as before. If you abstain, then there is no penalty, but of course you don't get any points. If you get the question right, then you get the points I've just described. If you get the question wrong, not only do you not get points, but you freeze yourself out of the next question. So you not only don't get points, but you miss an opportunity to get some points on the next one. Once again, there are 3 bonus questions secreted through the round, which are worth a flat rate of 5 points. The points don't adjust depending on the time you answer, just a flat rate of 5. And fair warning, you can be frozen out of a bonus question and on a bonus question. So think carefully before you have a go if you're not quite sure, because the next one could be a bonus. Remember, bonuses will never be first, last, or consecutive. Hope that all makes sense. Now look what you've done, and let's take a look at the options. Sandra Day O'Connor, Judge Rinder, Baroness Hale of Richmond, Clarence Thomas, Simon Cowell, John Marshall, Samson, Lord Denning, Judge Jules, Rita Ora, Prue Leith, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Judge Dredd, Judge Doom, Judge Judy, and Kelly Rowland. You must have strayed from my advice because you've done something illegal and you're now sitting in front of a judge. But how do you avoid being found guilty? Here are some things you can say to get on the judge's good side. Simply identify the judge to which each statement applies. Simple as that. Well, you must have done something illegal, Ape. You must have done something illegal. Because Arun said they were not illegal, so you must have done something else illegal.
Shame!
Yes, no, it's going to be your punishment. We'll shame march you through the streets.
What a shame.
Anyway, let's go on. Round number 2. Good luck. Have fun. Here's question number 1. Your Honour, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining is a real page turner. Few abstentions in there. That was Judge Judy. Well done if you got that. Quite a few quick answers as well. No penalty for abstention, though. Orange if you're frozen out because you were wrong. Number 2, Your Honour, I know most people hated the reality show Walk the Line, but I quite liked it. Just smattering getting that. Simon Cowell. is the judge you needed there. E. 3 people frozen out. Lottibus puzzled down and jogging. Oh, and bad luck, because here's your first bonus question. 5 points flat rate for this one. Take a look. Your Honour, that case you decided where you upheld the principle of judicial review was a top-notch ruling. Anisette picking up 5. Riff picking up 5. And just the 2 of them. That was John Marshall. Well done if you got that, you two. Very well played. Lots of people frozen out on this one, but it can't be a bonus. Your Honour, getting Benedict Cumberbatch to officiate your civil partnership ceremony was a great idea. Oh, excuse me. That would be Rob Rinder. Judge Rinder. Very well done there. 3 people frozen out here. Let's go on to another bonus question coming in quick succession here. 5 points flat rate if you can find this answer. Good luck. Your Honour, I really like that reggae song Big Six you released in 1972. That would be Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd. Well done if you got that. A lot of people frozen out here. Your Honour, as the first female justice of the US Supreme Court, I really respect you. Oh, a few people falling into our little heffalump trap here. That was Sandra Day O'Connor. A, well done if you got that one. Quite a few frozen out. Let's have the next one. Your Honour, your birthday parties look absolutely terrific. Just a couple here. That's Rita Ora. Well done if you got that one. A few more frozen out. Are we going to get another bonus here? We're not. Your Honour, I saw you DJing at the Ministry of Sound the other week, and you were really good. That's coming in for 2, and now anyone for 1. Couple of guesses there, but it's Judge Jules is what we wanted. I for Judge Jules. On we go. Here's the last bonus question of the round. Bad luck if you're frozen out. For 5 points, Your Honour, putting up with Paul Hollywood for so long requires an amount of patience I simply do not have. Well done if you got Prue Leith off of the Great British Bake Off. How many more questions have we got? Here's number 10. 3 to go. Your Honour, that was a very creative riddle you came up with. Remember, answers won't be repeated, so you might be able to narrow this down, possibly. Samson is what we wanted for that one. Samson. Well done if you got that. Few people frozen out. Number 11. Your Honour, finding that the prorogation of Parliament was unlawful was a fantastic moment in British politics. Baroness Hale of Richmond. Where's Jack Wilfred when you need him on a politics question? Last one of the round. Might as well attempt this one. Your freeze out won't carry over. Your Honour, I really wish that Amy Coney Barrett does a good job following in your footsteps. If you went for her by accident earlier on, this time she's right. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was the answer. And the red herrings there. Clarence Thomas, Lord Denning, Judge Doom, and Kelly Rowland. That's the end of round 2. No bonuses going out there. And there we have it. Toot with the lead of 34. Shapes in second with 33. Was that Lottibus? I think it's Lottibus. It's Lottibus, moved down to 32. Ralph on 31. Kodo and Riff on 29. Proves on 26. Samson's got 25. Clive and Anisep? No. Stimson's Angle on 24. Mark's got 23. Pyro and Dan have got 20. AB Me's on 17. Anisep's on 16. 8 Minky on 15. Jogging on 14. Mr. Vertigo 12. Topper on 8. Mantissa on 6. Danny Gambit and... oh, I've forgotten again. Optimats on 5. Silent Marine on 1. Salem is breaking even. Shadowmane -1. Nata -5. 2 more rounds to go. Just make something. That's just making up the names. I really need to put... If the names came up when I hovered over them with the mouse, that would be really good. Something annex. Well done if you got some points out of that. We're going to move on to round number 3. Your lawyers weren't good enough. In this round, there are only 12 answers and 9 questions to go with them, and therefore 3 red herrings rather than 4. And in this round, you get more points for streak answers. So the first one you get right is worth 1, the next one 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. If you get a question wrong, it breaks your streak and you have to start rebuilding up from 1. If you abstain, you don't get the points, but it keeps your streak. So if you're not sure and you've got 5 right in a row already, you might want to abstain, because otherwise you've got to start building up from 1 rather than going straight on to 6, if that makes sense. So abstention can be quite a powerful play here if you've got the points built up. That's about it. But yeah, there's 12 questions and 9 options. 9 options. 12 for fucking hell, shut up, Ben. 12 options, 9 questions, 3 red herrings. Let's reveal the options now. 20k to 40k, 100k to 200k, 150 to 500, 50 to 150, more than 200, 2 to 4k, 10 to 50, 4 to 10k, less than 10, 40 to 100k, 10 to 20k, 500 to 2k pounds. You've been found guilty and ordered to pay a fine. There are 12 bands of fine you might have to pay. Simply match the fine referred to in the clue with which band it is in. Oh, fine. Very good. They're not even in ascending order. No, it shuffles the order. Of course it does. Makes it more fun. Game of Deal or No Deal I've ever played. Froffle. Frolf. The final round will be Frolf. Yes, will be Frolf, not Golf. That was an Ash thing last night on the picture that I didn't recognise. Anyway, round 3. Your lawyers weren't good enough. Here's question. Good luck. Have fun. Here's question number 1. Amount payable in pounds. The year BC that the Great Pyramid of Giza was completed. Might as well attempt this one, because nothing ventured, nothing gained when there's no streak there. With the punt, 2 to 4,000. That was actually done in 2,560 BC. Purple if you're on a streak, blue if you're not. No bonuses in this round. Amount payable in pounds. The number of regular episodes of Countdown that have been broadcast. That would be 4,000 to 10,000 each. That's 8,056 in total. On we go. Amount payable in pounds. The number of people who have been US Vice President. Unless we've had some breaking news, the answer is 49. So 10 to 50 pounds is what we needed there. Amount payable in pounds, the number of surahs in the Quran. It's 50 to 150. There are 114 surahs in the Quran. And on to number 5. Amount payable in pounds, Jean Valjean's prisoner number in the musical Les Miserables and his orchestra. Now then, 24601, 20,000 to 40,000. Your time is up and your parole's begun. Moving on. Amount payable in pounds. The height in meters of the Icelandic volcano Eyjafjallajökull. £500 to £2,000. Eyjafjallajökull is actually 1,666 meters tall. Number 7, amount payable in pounds. The number of people who have ever been in the Sugar Babes. Less than £10. Only ever had 6. P 168,233. Number 8, amount payable in pounds. The number of live births registered in Scotland in 2021. $40 to 100,000. 47,786 to be precise. Number 9, last question of the round. Might as well attempt it. Amount payable in pounds. The population of Grenada. Possibly Granada. 100 to 200,000 pound. 114299 is the answer there. Let's reveal the red herrings. 150 to 500, more than 200,000, and 10 to 20,000. That is the end of round 3. No bonuses going out. So, coming out of round 3, and I'm just going to nonchalantly nod at the chat. No one's even raised an eyebrow at the pronunciation of the Icelandic volcano. Just casually take it in my stride. I might have practiced a little bit earlier on. I'm not going to do it again now. And it was probably wrong, actually. So, actually, let's move on. The end of round 3. Samson's got 53. Riff has 50. Shapes has got 49. Toots on 40. Lupine on 38. Lottibus 37. Colo's got 34. Clive on 31. Prugs is on 29. AB Me 28. Mark 27. And I have to press the button again. Pronunciation was fine. Was it fine? Simpsons Angle on 26, Apes got 25, Pyro and Jogging on 24, Anisep 23, Dan 22, Mantister on 16, Topper's got 15, Mr. Vertigo 14, Danny's on 10, I should remember, Optimat on 9, Shadowbane 6, Silent Mary 3, Natter's on 2, and Salem is on 1, so everyone is in the positive zone. Grenada is the country, Granada is the city. While I never knew that, E pluribus is it actually pronounced Caraf? Is that right? Or Caraf or Caraf? To this day, I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, let's move on rapidly. Round 4. Sorry, final round is how it's styled here. So, in this round, we're back to our 16 options. You will have 6. There will be 6 correct answers. Hello, Riff. Welcome to the stream formally. So, you'll be shown some criteria, and you need to find the 6 answers that fit that criteria. You need to whisper 6 letters to Persephone's Twitch bot in the range A to P. No spaces, commas, hyphens, or anything like that. Nothing outside of the range A to P, and no repeats either. Otherwise, it will automatically just be marked as wrong. So, whispering your 6 letters. If you are correct, well done you get 50 points if you find all 6 of the correct answers. If you're not right, then you'll get a ping back from the bot telling you how many were correct. It won't tell you exactly which ones were correct. Oh, excuse me. But it will tell you how many. And hopefully you can use that information to fathom out and narrow down the ones that you think were right. You can try as many attempts as you like, but you are frozen out for 5 seconds every time you attempt and get a message back from the bot. You have 90 seconds, and the game will last until either time runs out or 10 people have solved the puzzle. The first player will get 50, then 45, then 40, 35, 30, and so on. The last, the 10th player to solve will get 5 points, and the round will end early if 10 people solve it. The final round is Yardbirds. Well, you didn't pay your... Oh, actually, no, I don't need to read that because that is going to be put in the criteria of the round. Good luck, have fun, 90 seconds on the clock. Here are your options. Adamski, Alicia Keys, Heart, The Stranglers, Queen, Bob Dylan and the Band, Fugees, Charlie Puth, Kendrick Lamar, Blackpink, SZA, Nina Simone, Rage Against the Machine, Duran Duran, The Clash, and Wings. Well, you didn't pay your fine, and now they've chucked you in a prison. Interestingly, they've chucked you in a prison filled with musicians. Identify the 6 music acts that have reached the UK top 10 with a song containing the word kill, killing, or killer. 70 seconds. I will start to remove wrong answers as the time progresses, so hopefully make it a little bit easier to work out. Samson and Anisep up to a 4. Riff up to a 4. 60 seconds to go. It's not L. Get rid of L from your thoughts. Lupine's the first to find 5, I think. He's just 1 away. Going up to 50 seconds. And it's not P. Remove P from your thoughts as well. Samson now up to 5. Mark up to 5. Colo up to 5. Getting closer. Can anyone find all 6? Down to 40 seconds. It's not H. Remove H from your thoughts. Mr. Vertigo's got 5. Any more for any more? Don't mess up on those repeated characters. 30 seconds left. F has been taken. It is not F. There's our first solve. Colo finding 50 points. 20 seconds to go. It's not B. Remove B from your thought process. Can anyone else get there? Colo's got 50. Lupine's still stuck on 5. 15 seconds to go. It's not O. 10 seconds. It's not D. It's not the Stranglers. Lupine's got there for 45. Last 5 seconds. It's not I. Last one more guess if you're quick. Oh, AB me in the nick of time, grabbing 40 points. Very well played. And that is all we've got time for. The correct answers there were Adamski, who had Killer, Queen, who had Killer Queen, the Fugees, who had Killing Me Softly, SZA, who had Kill Bill, Rage Against the Machine, who had Killing in the Name, I believe. Yes, Killing in the Name. And Duran Duran, who had A View to a Kill, that great Bond soundtrack. Of the red herrings, there were some really properly red herrings in there. Actually, I had a chat with a run earlier on about this. Kendrick Lamar had Die Hard. Wings had Live and Let Die, but not Killer. Alicia Keys had Another Way to Die. Again, that's 3 Bond themes that were in there. And Adam Ski, Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads, but didn't really chart over here, so a run left that option out. And at the end of all that, you remember Queen Duran Duran, and that's about it. At the end of all that, the bronze medal goes to AB Me with 68. The silver goes to Lupine with 83. But your gold medalist tonight with 84, a clutch victory with that 50 points in the final. And moving into the top spot, 84 points in gold medalist is Cola Cola. Well done there, Colo. You are our gold medalist, our Red Herrings champion, the only gold medalist in Red Herrings this season. Many congratulations to you. And a huge thanks to A Run for a lovely pack. Great theme running through there. Good variety of information. And white smoke from the Vatican, indeed. You're not my lawyer. No, A Run is not 8 Minky's lawyer. Thanks, A Run. Good stuff, good game. Well, we're going to take another short break, I think, because I need to go refill my glass. But when we come back, it will be the last game before the mid-season finale, which is going to be catching up on Oni's pack of Google That. Keeping things nice and light and fluffy tonight. Fingers crossed the build survives and gets through. Word of advice, because it's all Hackbox now, my advice to you is to sign into Hackbox with your Twitch account, which saves you having to do verification. There is a new mode that I know Dev has added to Hackbox, which means you can only join the room if you are signed in. But I don't know if A, that needs to be updated in the Hackbox Unity plugin. B, if it does, I don't know if Ash has done it. And C, if he has, I haven't updated to the latest version and updated the code accordingly. So that's something to bear in mind. But while we're on a break, while you've got a few minutes here, do get yourself signed into Hackbox through Twitch, because it just saves you having to put the verification code in a bit later on. Just gets your OAuth token all set up and ready to go. We're going to take another short break. Again, if you aren't subscribed, you'll see some adverts, but don't worry, we won't start the next game without you. So chance to go stretch your legs, go grab yourselves a drink, and we'll be back in a few minutes for Oni's pack, belated Oni's pack of Google That. Congratulations again to Colo, and thank you very much indeed to A Run for a Lovely Pack. We'll be back for the final part of this mid-season finale in just a few minutes' time. You're all being very rotten in the chat. Yes, I repeat myself sometimes. It's a quirk of my character. Be nice, you horrible lot. Oh, God, we're playing Red Herrings again. No, let's not do that. God, it's all gone wrong. Stop! Thank you, Build. Oh, goodness me. Anyway, let's put the happy music back on. You know all the answers to it. I'm not sure I should give you any bonus herrings. Oh, look at that, bot's feeling generous, 76. I repeat myself, Red Herrings team plays again. I do it. Hey, just, we've all got our own quirks, haven't we? Mine is I like to say the same thing over and over again. Thanks again to A Run for that pack. We'll play some adverts in just a few minutes, so if you're not sub, you'll see some adverts. Yeah, I said that as well. Repeat myself. Sue me. When we come back, though, we're going to be playing Google That by Oni. You don't want to miss it. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. welcome back to the third and final part of this evening's game night, where it's time for Oni's overdue pack of Google That Bod. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. And a message from our sponsor, G. Isons.
Are we allowed to Google that red herring? Or do we just buzz off?
Very nice indeed. Thank you for the 31-month subscription there, G. Isons. And no, you're not allowed to Google that red herring. You need to just buzz off. But yes, all the exclamation mark games in tonight. Concluding with this one from Oni. Meant to play it a couple of weeks ago, but my computer had other ideas and I didn't really fancy it. So, yeah, I think we did some sort of face-off stuff instead, didn't we? But it is happening now, and if you want to play, it's all on Hackbox. I hope you've got your devices all I almost said interrogated because I was reading Interrobag in the chat. Authenticated is what I actually meant to say. So, yeah, the what? Oh, the danger zone stuff. Yeah, that was. I think they added something to it. Though I think the one after the fanfare at the end didn't quite work. But in between the rounds, definitely. Welcome on in, G. Isons. Hey, if you want to play Google That, type in the code. I'm sure he does. GDJP. Topper's not one to lecture me about fannying about while chatting. He's the king of fannying about on his streams, where he also plays game shows. And you should definitely go and follow him if you're not doing so already. Because if you like my fannying about, then you'll love Topper's fannying about when he's waiting to open the lobbies of his excellent Twitch game shows that he does over at twitch.tv/Top1Gaming on Thursday evenings at 8 PM. Go give him a follow. You know it makes sense. Oh yeah, Persephone Bob being weird. Topper's being rude, and I'm repaying his rudeness with kindness by giving him a plug. I know. Aren't I awful, Topper? Aren't I awful? Holly Toppy Day. It's your name. I know. How many have we got? 5, 10, 15, 20 so far. Come on, come join. There's any time entry on this, I think. Yes, there is, because it's written on the floor. Successfully pushed the rudeness onto top. Yeah, quite. And you can self-exclude if you just want to play in the background game, but there is a 12-person hot seat game. Why would you say that? I know. Such a rude person. Right, I'll give it till the end of this lobby sting to come join. Welcome to my life, Topper. This is what it's like. It's a meme somewhere where someone beating someone up while someone's holding them down, and the person holding them down is the moderators, and the person being beaten up is the streamer, and everyone else is the audience. That's true, Clive. Yeah, I'm only here once a week to be bullied. Get your bullying in while you can. Right, last chance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's play. Oh. I'm focused on Google Chrome, so instead I've just opened the help window. Let's try again, shall we? Let's lock it up! Here we are in our shiny new Google That 2 studio, where of course there is no Googling, it's just the name of the game. 12 players waiting to come and see if they can conquer the platforms this evening. I don't know, that's not really working for me. Computer, who's playing tonight? And we'll start over on the left-hand side. Ape Googled it. Ape Nicky, welcome on into the game. Hope you're ready to play. This pack by Oni, which has been proved by Colo. Pole position starts off with hole in one. There's a run fresh off the back of his Red Herrings pack earlier on. Welcome to the game, a run. Lovely to have you. Sticking with the middle row now, there's Puzzle Dad. Welcome on into the game, Puzzle Dad. Good to see you. Let's go around a bit more, see who else we've got coming to join us. Over on the right-hand side, still in the middle, there's Mr. Vertigo. Mr. Vertigo, you are in to Google that. Have some fun, I hope. Have some fun. What a terrible sentence. On to the front row, first one there. It's Holly Toppy Day on yellow there. Welcome, Topper. In spite of your rudeness, there you are. Welcome to the game. Great to see you. Back on the back row, AB Me is there on podium number 3. Welcome on in. Hope you are keeping well. Chance of perfect symmetry? No. Over to the far right. Proogs is on the far right at the moment. Say anything rude. Apparently you did. According to Samson. Front and centre, there's Lottipus. Welcome on into the game. Hope you are well. Might be your first time playing Google that. Sabs the lies, does he now? Finishing off the middle row, there's Danny Gambit. Welcome on in, Danny, with your mallet. 3 more podiums that need filling. 1 on the back, 2 on the front. Where are we going to first? Over on the front row, Simpsons Angle. Welcome on in. 2 more. We got the Corbin Corner and we got Gliding Overall. Gliding Overall is going to be the Natamal. Nata, welcome on into the game. 1 more podium that requires filling. It's in Corbin Corner. And it's going to Mark. Welcome to the game. We hope all 12 of you are ready to play Google That tonight. So we have our 12 contestants. Arun, Nata, AB, me, Ape, Dan, Danny, Mr. Vertigo, Mark, Topper, Lottie, Simpsons Angle, and Prugs. Welcome to all of you who didn't manage to get into the hot seat tonight. Don't worry, you can still play along in the lobby game where there's a medal available and, of course, pennies as well. Without any further ado, we should go on to round number 1. And round 1 is the early bird. Answer the multiple choice question as quickly as possible. Fastest correct answer earns 10 points. And subsequent correct answers get 2 points fewer than the previous scorer. After the 5th correct answer has been received, the remaining players score no points, whether they are right or wrong. In the lobby game, I think it's the first 3 correct answers get 10, and then the next 3 get 8, and so on. So potential for lots of people to get some points here. And all you need to do is hit the button of the correct answer. We'll go to question number 1. 20 seconds per question. Fingers on Hackbox devices. Here is question number 1. Which of these Greek islands experiences the sun rising first? Corfu, Kefalonia, Rhodes, Zakynthos. All of our hot seaters have answered. I can tell you not all of them have answered correctly though. Rhodes is the correct answer. AB Me was the fastest, getting 10. Topper getting 8. Lottibus getting 6. Everyone else was incorrect. Yeah, Rhodes is the only island to the east of the mainland. So Rhodes would be the first one to see the sunrise because the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Well played. Let's let you back up. No, that's the escape artist. Let's let you back up. Let's reset the podiums is the one I need here. On we go. Number 2. Take a look. Which of these words is not spelled the same way when the word is translated into French? Communication, invitation, information, cancellation. Just 4 of you getting the correct answer here. AB Me getting it first and fastest for the second time in a row, up to 20 points. Great start there. Arun getting it second. Mark was third, and Lottibus was fourth. Cancellation. A cancellation would translate to annulation. 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 A-N-N-U-L-A-T-I-O-N. The others are spelt the same in French as they are in English. Let's reset the podiums and go on to question number 3. Take a look. Which single letter can be added to make all of the following valid 5-letter words? T, R, N, or S? I love that. That's a great question. Arun was fastest. Dan was second. AB Me was third. Prugs was fourth. Just the 4 getting it right. The correct answer was R, because only torso fits the final word. Party, barrack, beret, and torso. The others have got various, so panty, patty, pasty, basic, and benet, betet. Betet? Is that a word? Not sure. Anyway, R was the answer we wanted. Well done if you got that. Let's reset the podiums. Moving on, question number 4. 20 seconds on the clock. Take a look. Which of these US cities does not have a team in all 5 major US sports league? MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, and MLS. Is it Denver, Seattle, Philadelphia, or Chicago? Barrick Livingston. Barrick to my friends. Oh no, Bazza to my friends, I suppose it'd be, wouldn't it? I'm such a tosso, says Mark. Seattle was the correct answer. A run fastest again. Very good there. Natter was second. Simpsons Angle third. Ape was fourth. Ape Googled it, though, so we must take those points off you. Lol. I'm so funny. Danny picking up 2 points fifth. Mark, you were correct with Seattle, but unfortunately just a little bit too slow to get any points there, and everyone else was incorrect. Well done if you got some points. Let's reset the podiums. Wait. Question number 5, last one of the round. Take a look. Going well so far, says Mr. Vertigo. You got one more question, Mr. Vertigo. Try this one. Which of these winners of the Golden Globe Award for Best Animated Feature was released the earliest? Frozen, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, The Adventures of Tintin, or How to Train Your Dragon 2? It's The Adventures of Tintin, which was released in 2011, Frozen 2013, Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon 2 2014, and Into the Spider-Verse was 2018. Mr. Vertigo, there you go. You got your points. You got 10 that time. First and fastest. Very well done. Mark getting 8, Prue's getting 6, Run getting 4, Lottibus getting 2, exactly 5 getting it right. That is the end of the question and the end of round 1. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. Always nice to see everybody on a positive score to start with. Nobody on negatives. Well, you can't get negatives in round 1, but nobody on 0, which is good. A Run is in pole position with 32. AB Me's gliding overall with 26. Then a bit of a gap down to Mark, who's in third on 14. Lottibus on 12. Mr. Vertigo and Prug's on 10. Natter, Puzzle Dan, Topper all on 8. Stimson's Angles on 6. Apes on 4. And Danny Gambit is on 2. Those are scores in the hot seat. Let's check out the scores in the lobby. 2 with an early lead of 37. Ralph 31, Mantissa 28, Salem 26, Shapes 19, Optimat 18, Clive on 15, Silent Marine 12, Samster, Pyro and Jogging yet to score, but still lots of time. So don't worry, back into the mist you go for now. We're going to move on to round number 2. It's the chicken round, bid from 1 to 10 based on the category, and this is the amount of points you're risking on the question. Only the 6 highest bidders plus tied lowest bids will be eligible to answer the question. So bid high if you definitely want to play. Low bidders earn 1 point for each abstention or incorrect answer given by an eligible player up to a maximum of their bid. For eligible players, correct players are awarded their bid, incorrect players will lose their bid, and abstaining players will lose half of their bid, rounded up. Audience Gamer works exactly the same, except the top half of you get into the game, however many of you there are. So bid high if you want to get the points and definitely get a chance to answer the question, but bid low if you want to take it a little bit more conservatively with the small c and maybe try and pick up some Luigi points, or you just think you won't know. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, you'll pick it up. But remember, you must press the button from 1 to 10. If you don't get a bid in, you'll be given a default bid of 1. And then it's full typed answers within 20 seconds. I can override, but do get your answers in time. Good luck. First category then, gang. Bidding from 1 to 10. 10 seconds to get your bids in. And the subject is Racing Against Time. Good lord. Only Ape is eligible for Luigi points here. A lot of low bids here. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. At least 5 threes there. 4 fours and just the 1 5 from Mark, by the way. So Ape could get a Luigi point or 2 here. Everyone else, you're going to have to answer the question. Abstain. Remember, if you abstain, you lose half your bid rounded up. If you get it wrong, you lose your full bid. So if you really don't know, abstention is damage limitation. Good luck. 20 seconds. Here is the question. Full answer required. 20 seconds. Going by men's world records, what's the longest Olympic track distance that can be ran in the current time remaining on the doomsday clock? Unless we've had any breaking news recently. Ape getting his 2 points for that because there were a few wrong answers in there. The answer is 400 metres. Doomsday Clock is at 90 seconds as of 2023, and the 400 metre world record is 43.03. The 800 metre record is 1 minute 40, so you couldn't run it in the time left on the Doomsday Clock. Natter going for 2 minutes. I may have got the wrong end of the stick of that question. Danny Gambit going for 100. Mr. Vertigo thinks 10,000 metres on the Doomsday Clock. Got far less time than that. Well done if you did give me 400 metres. 400, 400, 400, 4... Simpsons Angle, I can correct that. because you put 400 space meters, which was not acceptable according to the computer. How do I do that again? Player index to focus on. Who are you? Stimpson's angle. Stimpson's angle. There you are. Zoom. And tick. There you go. You get your 3 points. Ape still gets his 2, though, which is nice. Very well done if you got that one right. I don't think there's anyone else to do. Cool. Let's move on. Question number 2. Get your bids in from 1 to 10. The first category is... the year that ruined everything. Hashtag opinions. Well, Danny really wants to play this one because he's bid 10. AB, me, Ape, Puzzle Dan, Mr. Vertigo, Mark, and Lottibus all bidding at 2, so you're not eligible for this, but the 6 who are. Danny going for 10, Simpsons, Angle, and Prue's going for 5, Topper going for 4, and Arun and Natter going for 3. Full answer required once again. Okay. Yeah, it's this question. Good luck. Here's your question. In which year did the UK introduce a sugar tax, making most soft drinks taste crap forevermore? At the start of the year, KFC had a massive shortage of fried chicken. That also sucked too? Question mark. Very well done. Most of us getting that right. Natter going for 2013. Danny for 2012. Oh, that's a big loss there, Danny. Losing 10 points on that wrong answer. Remember, abstention only loses half your bid if you're not sure. Natter losing 3. But everyone who was Luigiing on that question getting their 2 points. The answer was 2018. Very well played. So we set the podiums. And moving right along. Category number 3. Junior Eurovision. I don't believe that's a typo with the space in there. Let's have a look who is eligible and who is not. Apparently Puzzle Dan is incorrect because you went B1, whatever that means. I think that was just a late bid there, Puzzle Dan, so we'll find out what happens, but you're not eligible for this question as it turns out. Topper going for 10 on this one. Natter for 4. Mr. Vertigo, Lottibus for 3. AB and Prugs for 2. Everyone else just bidding 1 and hoping to get 1 Luigi point. Good luck. Here is the question in full. Not that you've seen it at all yet. The children's TV series Lazy Town was written, filmed and produced in which European country? Topper having regret at this point. Oh, he's given an answer. And it's the right one as well. It's Iceland. Just Prugs airing on that one, going for Norway, losing 2 points. But everybody else getting their 1 point Luigi bid there because there was one player who was wrong. It was Prugs. Enough of that Luigi point. Iceland was the answer based off a 1995 book and related stage show by Icelandic athlete Magnus Schving. Well played. Let's reset the podiums. And we will go on to question number 4. The category is... karaoke, the lazy man's way. Get your bids in. Ah, we've got 6 and 6 this time. Lovely, lovely. Ape going for 9. Dan and Danny going for 8. Arun going for 5. AB, me and Mark going for 4. Natter for 3. And everyone else going for 2. Ineligible, but could potentially get some Luigi points here. Good luck to you all. 20 seconds on the clock. Here is the question. Alex's go-to for easiest karaoke song in the world is a song by the Champs from 1958, in which one single word is repeated just 3 times. What is that word? AB doing some damage limitation there, just losing 2 rather than the 4 he could have lost on that bid. Tequila! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I think it's that one. Very well done to most players, though, getting that one right. Danny picking up his 8, as is Puzzle Dan. Ape picking up his 9. Mark and Arun getting their 4. Just AB me losing the 2 and everyone else getting a single Luigi point for their abstention there, rather than the 2 or 3 that they wanted. But you still get the 1 because there was 1 player wrong there. Well played. Let's reset the podiums. One final category for you then. Category number 5. Get your bids in on the subject of quotes from a B-tier Simpsons character. And again, we've got an even split, 6 and 6. Danny going for 8, Dan and Simpsons Angle going for 6, Natter for 5, Mr. Vertigo for 4, and Mark for 3. Everyone else bidding 2, hoping for some Luigi points here. Good luck, 20 seconds. Here is the question. Who was Barney Gumbel's choice for England's greatest Prime Minister, the most recent British Prime Minister to die whilst in office, doing so in 1865? Just 2 correct answers there, so all the Luigi points go out. Few abstentions there for some damage limitation from Dan, Natter, and Mark. Simpsons Angle go for Pitt the Elder, which is what my trivia says. Pitt the Elder. There's a YouTube clip as well, which I might play in a minute. Lord Palmerston was the answer we wanted. Well done to Vertigo picking up 4, and Danny picking up 8 there. Let's have a listen to this clip. It's only 23 seconds.
England's greatest Prime Minister was Lord Palmerston.
Hit the elder.
Lord Palmerston!
Hit the elder.
Okay, you asked for it, Boggs!
Yeah, that's showing him, Bonnie. Hit the elder.
Lord Palmerston!
Cool. There we go. Now we all have the context of it. Well done for Lord Palmerston right there. Bad luck on Pitt the Elder. That was go the wrong way there, Simpsons Angle. That's the end of question 5, and it's a message from our sponsor, Simpsons Angle.
Please don't punch me.
Oh, yeah, no, that would be for you right there. We're not going to punch you, unfortunately. You are going to lose 6 points, though. That's all we can do. Right, that is the end of question 5. It's the end of round 2, so let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. So, a run still in pole position with 46. AB Me's gliding overall with 34. Mark is in third with 24. Topper is now on 23. Apes on 20. Proog's 19. Mr. Vertigo. And Lottie Bus on 17. Dan's got 12. Simpsons Angle's got 10. Denny Gambit's got 5. And Natter's got 4. Everyone in positive figures still. Great to see, because that round can be very damaging. How are we getting on in the lobby? How did you find that? Toot still with the lead. Ralph still in second. 54-29. Everyone's positive there as well. Great to see. Lots of scores going out. Toot with a commandable lead at the moment, but we'll see if he can keep it, because there's 3 more rounds to go, starting with round 3. It's Taboo. You might remember a sort of similar feeling round in Buzz Off earlier on. Give a single answer to the list form question. Fewer people who say any given correct answer, the more points are awarded. Unique answers score 10 points. Answers shared by 2 players score 6 points. Subsequent shared answers score 2 points fewer. 5 or more players give the same answer, no points are awarded. So you're looking for correct answers, but obscure correct answers that no one else is likely to say. But also bearing in mind, everyone else is trying to do the same thing, and so sometimes the most obvious answer can be the most powerful. Strange ways that this round works sometimes. Players in the lobby game, slightly different game for you. You're awarded 5 points if your answer matches with any hot seat player, regardless of whether it is a correct answer or not. Okay, so or you're playing a sort of match game in the audience. 5 points if you do match up. At some point, I will change that so that the rules work in the same way, but I haven't done it for this one. Those are the rules. So, obscure correct answers is what you're looking for. No categories to bid on. You've got 20 seconds to get the answer in. And remember, you're looking for the rarest correct answer you can think of. Good luck. Here's question number 1. Name a person mentioned in Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire before the first time chorus. Lots of correct answers coming in there. A few 10s as well. Harry Truman, Doris Day, Johnny Ray, Walter Winchell, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Marilyn Monroe, Julius Rosenberg, Sugar Ray Robinson, Marlon Brando, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Queen Elizabeth II, Rocky Marciano, Liberace and George Santayana. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning. It's one of the only actually, there's a couple of Billy Joel songs I like, but yeah, I think maybe I like him more than I think. Anyway, 10 points going out for Eisenhower, Monroe, Doris Day, and Joe DiMaggio. Just a single person saying each of those. So well done to APB, Mark, Mr. Vertigo, and Danny Gambit, respectively. 2 players saying Johnny Ray, Ape, and who else said Johnny Ray? Natter, 6 points each for you. Well done. 2 players saying Walter Winchell. Topper and a run, 6 points each for you. That's about it. Wrong answers. James Dean. I don't see a James Dean. It's normally a good bet, but unfortunately not. Clinton, likewise, Simpsons Angle, and Robin Day. There's Doris Day, Prugs. But I think I'm going to employ OQL rules. If you just said Day, you'd have been given the right answer. But because you've added the forename on as well, I feel we going with OQL. Yeah, not Robin Day. So in OQL rules, you generally just say the surname, because if the surname is correct, you get the point. Whereas if you add an incorrect first name, it is marked as incorrect. Oh, you had a blank. Not to worry. But yeah, that's the reason I'm not going to condone that. Bad luck on that one. But well done. Lots of people getting points. Let's reset the podiums. Incidentally, the Sugar Ray in question is Sugar Ray Robinson, not Sugar Ray Leonard. First verse refers to events of the early 1950s, and in particular, Robinson beating Jake LaMotta in 1951. Thank you to Oni for the extra trivia. Fingers on keyboards, gang. Here is question number 2. Name a country that has held a Formula E race since the series' inception in 2014. Had a message on my phone saying charging will resume when phone returns to a normal temperature. Such is the heat in my office at the moment. So good to hear. I'll put my phone back on the charging cradle for it to do absolutely nothing. Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Chile, China, France, India, Indonesia, Italy, Malaysia, Mexico, Monaco, Morocco, Germany, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Spain, Switzerland, United Kingdom, variations thereupon, United States, and Uruguay. Let's have a look at the incorrect answers. In that round, San Marino, I'm afraid not. Natter. Qatar, unfortunately not. Ape. A run going for Belgium, not up there. Danny saying Dubai, incorrect, I'm afraid. Puzzle Dan go for London. We did ask for a country, Puzzle Dan, I can't allow it. And Mr. Vertigo saying Japan, not there either, I'm afraid. Only one shared answer there. 2 players saying Saudi Arabia. Prugs and Topper each sharing 6 points. Everyone else who gave me a correct answer getting themselves 10. Nicely done there. Let's reset the podiums and move on to question number 3. Take a look. A song from the original 1965 film soundtrack of The Sound of Music. I feel really bad because like 3 people have said it, but it's not called The Hills Are Alive, it's called The Sound of Music. So unfortunately, those wrong answers there. Stimpson's Angle, The Hills Are Alive. Topper, Hills Are Alive. Prugs, The Hills Are Alive. It's not called The Hills Are Alive. The hills are alive with the sound of music. The song is called The Sound of Music, so I'm not going to allow it. Bad luck on that one. Everyone else giving me a correct answer. Let's take a look at some of the shares in there. 3 players going for Edelweiss, Ape and Mark and Natter, each getting 4 points. 2 players going for 16, going on 17. Puzzle Dan and a run. And everyone else gave a unique answer. Prelude, the Sound of Music, Overture and Preludium, or Dixie Dominus, Morning Hymn, Alleluia, Maria, or How to Solve a Problem Like Maria, I Have Confidence, 16 going on 17, My Favourite Things, Do Re Mi, The Lonely Goat Turd, Edelweiss, So Long Farewell, Climb Every Mountain, and Something Good. I'm ashamed to say I actually know most of those songs. I hate The Sound of Music, but none of them are very good. I quite like My Favourite Things. And Something Good I don't hate. I don't hate Seth MacFarlane's cover of that, but... and The Lonely Goat Herd's normally good for a laugh, but I wouldn't say it's any good. Yeah, it's a crap musical. The Lonely Goat Turd, yes. Yeah, The Sound of Music's rubbish. Sorry. On we go. Let's reset the podiums. Donuts on kittens and stringy woolmitten, something like that. Where are we up to? Question number 4, I think, is next. Fingers on your Hackbox devices, gang. Here is question. Capital city of a country where the name of that country begins with O-N or I. Think carefully about the question. Think it through. I remember the very first, I think it was the very first question, or no, it wasn't, that was on Roger Federer, but it was one of the earliest questions in this round. It might have been the first question in the first game of Google that. It was a question like this, a capital city of a country that begins with blank. And it's an ambiguous question. I remember this is one I did flag with Kolo and Oni, where I said, does the capital begin with O-N-I, or does the country begin with O-N-I? Which is why the question has been phrased in that particular way, and it does take a minute just to get your head around what it's asking. Let's just take a look at those answers. Puzzle Dan saying also. I'm going to condone that, Puzzle Dan, because that's what I'd call phonetically plausible, and because it's such a short name, you can't. It doesn't get through the spell checker. Hang about. How'd R3 answer index 2 condone? I would have to zoom first. Also, that's what so I want to condone that as Oslo. There it is, Oslo. So if I tick that, Oslo, you get 10 points. Lovely stuff. No one else saying it, and that's a unique answer. Lovely. Lagos is not up on the list. Nairobi is the capital of Kenya, which does not begin with O-N or I. Reykjavik is the capital of Iceland. Why has that not been accepted? Who said that? Natter. Is it a spelling thing? Yeah, it's definitely on the list. Natter, you can have that. Phonetically plausible. Natter. Let's zoom in on you. Reykjavik. Let's condone that as... Where is it? Where's it gone? Jerusalem, Dublin, Baghdad, Jakarta, New Delhi. Reykjavik. I've been there. Have I mentioned? Someone else saying it, though. So you're getting 6 points. Oh, Prugs as well. Also going for Reykjavik. Prugs. There you are. Reykjavik, phonetically plausible. Getting fewer and fewer points now. 3 of you now saying it. Who was the other one? Topper's now feeling very sad because he had 10 points and now it's just gone down to 4 because Prugs and Natter also went for it. Prugs going for Reykjavik, Natter going for Reykjavik, Ape going for what? Not an answer, I'm afraid. So Reykjavik shared 3 ways there. Muscat, or Muscat, going for by Arun and Mark, each getting 6. And I think everyone else gave me a correct, unique answer for 10 points. Muscat, Windhoek, Yaren, Kathmandu, Amsterdam, Wellington, Managua, Niamey, Abuja, Pyongyang, Skopje, Oslo, Reykjavik, New Delhi, Jakarta, Tehran, Baghdad, Dublin, Jerusalem, and Rome. I'm not going to name all the capitals of those. Amsterdam is Netherlands, Wellington is New Zealand, Pyongyang is North Korea, Reykjavik is Iceland, Oslo is Norway, New Delhi, India, Jakarta, Indonesia, Baghdad, Iraq, Dublin, Ireland, Jerusalem, Israel, and Rome, Italy. Yeah, they're the ones I know. Not bad. I think. I think I've caught everyone there. What Lagos was wrong and Nairobi was wrong. So we can now reset the podiums. We'll play. One more question in this round, my friends. Fingers on buzzers. Here's question number 5. A Greek letter that does not contain the letter A in its name. And the English spelling of its name, I should probably add. Just the one wrong answer from Puzzle Dan, who said Epison. Oh, is that phonetically plausible enough that I give it you for Epsilon? I can sort of see what you're getting at. Oh, that's a difficult one to call. I'm feeling quite generous, I think, tonight. I've been quite mean on some of the other ones. But I would argue that's phonetically plausible. Finally, a 10-cent topper. I'm going to give you that, Puzzle down as Epsilon. Oh, out of range. Not an out of range exception, just an out of range on my array thing down here. Epsilon, go on. Sorry to everyone else who said Epsilon. It's now gone down to 2 points. Upsilon and Epsilon seem to... Oh, yes, they are. good spot. And I can just tell you, my log is saying 3 players said Epsilon plus Dan for 1. Yeah, I'll tell you why. It's because they're only 1 letter difference. So, all right, calm down, peeps. I can fix it. Don't worry. Let me just explain why. It's because the spell checker checks for 80% veracity and it lists through the answers. So the first one it would have come across on the list was Epsilon. So if you said Upsilon, it would have seen Epsilon, seen it as an 80% match and said, yes, you said Epsilon. One of those... Calm down. It's just one of those things with the spell checker, which is more often than not, it's a help rather than a hindrance. Very rare occasions like this, you do get something where it does that. But don't worry. So I'll do a manual count, like we did in the olden days of Google that. A run saying Upsilon, Mark saying Upsilon, Dan saying Epsilon, Stimpson's Angle saying Epsilon, which means you guys should all have 6 rather than 2, which means a run, Mark, Dan, and Stimpson's Angle. I need to give you 4 points, which I will do at the end of the round, if that's okay, which means the order might not be quite right, but it's just safer to do it that way rather than messing around with the points when they're up like this. Yeah, Epsilon, Mu, Chi, Omicron, Pi, Rho, Upsilon, Phi, Chi, and Psi were the answers. Tau is the only excluded answer where the A doesn't appear at the end of its name. So, note to self, which I'm just going to write in the chat. It's a run, Mark, Dan, and Stipson. And I've done it all in caps, not because I'm shouting at you, but just because I wanted to draw attention to it. I need to give you +4. In just a moment. Yeah, and apart from that, everyone else, 3 players going for Psi. So Mr. Vertigo, Natter, and Lottibus all getting 4 points. Everyone else unique and correct. Very well played. That's the end of question 5 and the end of round 3. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. Yeah, all 4 get a +4 wildcard played on them. How very, very interesting. Marking tools. Now, how do I do this? Player editor. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do it. Oh, yeah, it's on 2 different classes for reasons best known to past Ben. So, a run, first of all. Where have you gone? There you are. There you are. Hole in 1. Oh, no, that's Mark. We'll do you in a minute. Display player data. Hole in 1. New points. How many that I'll give you? 4. Overwrite data. I don't think it updates on the podium, but I can see that your thing has updated. So that will be updated next time you score points or lose points. Mark, I also need to give you 4, so display player data. 56, that needs to become 60, so as I said, I'll give you 4. Overwrite data, there you go, Mark. And then Dan and Stimpson's Angle, so Puzzle Dan. Where are you, Puzzle Dan? There you are. Puzzle Dan. Display player data. Currently on 30. Let's make that 34. Overwrite data. And finally, Stimpson's Angle. There you are. Display player data. Currently on 32. Let's make that 36. And overwrite data. If that hasn't added up, next time you get points, keep track of what you've got. I know it's round 4, so it's a bit difficult to follow, but... according to my data, that has corrected, and I'm hoping it might have shown you on your Hackbox device as well. Anyway, thank you for your patience with that. Let's move on. Let's move on to check out the lobby scores before we do. Well, our hot seat scores. So AB me in pole position 84. Hole in 1, a run is actually on 70. Mark in 3rd place is actually on 60. Mr. Vertigo on 51, Toppler's on 49, Apes on 40, Prug's on 39, Danny is on 35, Simpson's Angle's actually on 36 now, Lottibus on 31, Dan's actually on 34, and Natter on 22. Those are the scores as they stand. Let's go and check out the lobby scores. Toot still in the lead, 64. Ralph's got 44. Optimath 34. Shapes 31. Mantissa 25. Clive and Salem 24. Silent Marine 21. Pyro 16. Jogging 13. And Samster on 3, just taking his Luigi points, I think, from the last round. I don't know if he's done either that or he just doesn't know anything on this particular pack. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to round number 4. It's the blind auction. Bid on how many questions you can answer on a pair of categories from 1 to 10. Abstaining from bidding will cause a default bid of 1, so do get your bid in at the start. Remember, it's pressing a button within 10 seconds. 10 increasingly difficult questions on alternating categories will be asked. Each question is worth increasingly more points. The first is worth 1 point, the second is worth 3, third is worth 5, and so on. Gives you a nice round total of 100 points if you can answer all 10 correctly. If you successfully answer the number of questions you bid, you bank your points and you're frozen out the rest of the round. Give me a question wrong, you increase your bid by 1. No penalty for abstention. And remember, you can throw a question if you want to artificially increase your bid. If you fail to reach your bid, you get no points for the round. And if it becomes impossible for you to reach your bid, you're also frozen out of the rest of the round. So, oh, hello. Random UK name. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Just in time for some Google that. Getting into the business end of Google that. Hope you're all ready, gang. And also in the lobby game, this works in exactly the same way. So get your bids in when the question is when the options and 2 categories are displayed. And I'm just going to check that this has exported correctly, because sometimes it does that weird thing. Nope. Looks like it's right to me. So, fingers on buzzers, bidding from 1 to 10, and the categories are Q&A, quick. There we go. Everyone got a bid in. So, Topper and Danny went for 4, Mark went for 5, Lottibus and ABMe went for 4, Puzzle Dan went for 3, Proogs, Mr. Vertigo, Simpsons, Angle all go for 4, Natter for 5, a run's gone for 7, and Ape has gone for 3. I know that might seem like a random order, I'm reading it out, but I'm reading the order in which they came in. So, Q&A, 20 seconds per question. And remember, you don't have to answer. If you've only got a low bid, you can wait for more valuable questions later on. And random UK name, hello to you too. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are keeping well. So, good luck. Here's your first question on Q. For 1 point, what is the only country in the world beginning with the letter Q? Dan, the only player sitting this one out. Everyone else getting the correct answer. It is Qatar. Qatar, famous for its World Cup last year, or the year before. It was the year before, but it was actually... fuck it, whenever it was. Qatar, well played. Everyone getting that one right. Let's move on. On to question 2. On A. Have a look. For 3 points, A.A. Milne wrote a series of books about which honey-loving bear and his animal friends. Sorry, that laugh is because I've just seen Ape's answer come in. Winnie the Pooh, Winston LePlop, as we used to call him growing up. Simpsons angle, I can condone that as phonetically plausible. Zoom and Winnie the Pooh. See what you're getting at there, but still needing 2. Ape going more. Yes, more for Ape, so that's a deliberate throw there. He's going back up to 3. Winnie the Pooh was the answer. Everyone who played it getting it right. Dan abstaining again, still needing 3. Let's reset the podiums. Lottibus, Simpsons Angle, Danny Gambit, Proogs, Topper, AB Me, lots and lots of you just needing, in fact half of you needing just 2 more to bank your points. Let's go on to question number 3. Back to Q, take a look. For 5 points, commonly inaccurately called a bear, what Australian animal is the designated official mammal of Queensland? Three extensions there. It's the koala bear. Oh, why is it not allowed koala bear? Because it's not a bear, I suppose. Yeah, we can allow that. Topper, koala bear is the answer. Anyone else saying koala bear? Prue's going for throwing this. Fair enough. Just a word of warning. Remember, throwing it actually actively increases your bid, whereas abstaining just keeps your bid the same. So obviously proves you're now going to go up to 3, and there are only 7 questions left. So just something to bear in mind, especially when it gets to sort of the midpoint. People think they're going to throw a question and they only need 2, and that goes up to 3, and then there's only 4 questions left, and it all gets very scary very quickly. So hubris, thy name is this round. The koala is the answer, or the koala bear, the inaccurately named koala bear. Let's reset the podiums. Sacrifice Siren, another follow. Welcome, welcome. Oh, a couple of follows coming in right there. Saying the horror movie was crap. It really was. Blood and Honey. Yeah, the opening like 3 minutes were, oh, this might go somewhere, and then it was just slash, death. Typical slasher horror movie. Yeah. But yeah, one of those weird things about Winnie the Pooh coming into the public domain is that you can do things like that with it. Moving on to question number 4. It's back to A. Take a look at this. Danny Gambit and Topper and AV Me needing just one more question. For 7 points, what is the white of an egg called? AV Me and Topper are looking to bank. They have attempted with just one more required. If they get it, they will bank and will not be able to answer any more questions. They've done it. Albumin is the right answer. Topper and AV Me taking the first 3 questions of the pack. Was it the first 3? Oh yeah, 3 out of the first 4 rather, and both banking 16 points. You can't see ADMEs because we now do the pop-up down because it looks a bit busy above, but when it goes down, some of them go under the stage because of course the podium retracts at the same time. Simpsons Angle again are going to be generous there. That's phonetically plausible. I'm quite surprised that hasn't gotten through the spell checker, but albumin, phonetically plausible. I'll allow that. You're down to 1. 2 players have made bank so far, and everyone getting that one right. Albumin was the right answer. Let's reset the podiums. Me and Topper won't be able to answer any more questions. Danny and Stimpson's Angle and Mark and Ape, 4 players out of the remaining 10, just need one more question. We've still got 6 to go. Let's see what you make of this next one. Going back to Q, take a look. For 9 points, Lady Jane Grey, the shortest reigning English monarch, was queen for how many days? And remember, the questions do get harder. All of our 3 would-be bankers, Simpsons Angle, Ape and Danny, abstaining on this one. The answer is 9, commonly nicknamed the 9 Days Queen. She was installed as queen in an attempt to stop Catholic Mary I from acceding the throne. It didn't really work, and she was executed aged 17. God, things were brutal 400 or 500 years ago, weren't they? Nat's going for 7 is not the right answer. You're going to go up to 3, and Mark throwing that one. He's going to go up to 2. 5 questions left. Nata needing 3 from 5. Mark now needing 2 from 5. No banks on that question. And a message from no, we've got a subscribe. Sacrifice Siren, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome on in. Hope you're keeping well. Usually you'd be able to join in the game. You can technically join in the game, but you'd be able to face 1 question because your bid is now 0 at this point. But thank you very much for that subscription right there. And welcome on in. No idea how it works, but it looks fun. Well, you've got just before the mid-season finale, which everyone in chat is now going to groan at, because I'm off on holiday for a couple of weeks now. But you're very welcome to be here. Thank you for that tier 1 sub. And do come back and join us towards the end of the month. 9 was the answer. Let's reset those podiums. No one else banking, but we've got lots of people close to 1, or lots of people on 1, so close to banking. Mr. Vertigo, Danny, Stimpson's Angle, Lottibus, Ape, all needing 1 question from the remaining 5 in order to bank out. Arun, Mark, Prugs, Dan, all needing 2 from 5, and Nata needing 3 from 5. We're going back to the A's. Let's have a look at the next question. For 11 points, in the Italian dish of affogato, a shot of espresso is poured over what dessert item? It's ice cream. Stimpson's Angle and Mr. Vertigo banking their points there. Mr. Vertigo banking 28 and Stimpson's Angle banking 22. Very well played, both of you, into the safety zone and through. Well, you're through to the next round anyway because it's not elimination. Brooks has gone for sorbet. Is only here. If not, I'm going to defer to Cola, who proofed it. Any thought? I don't know if I've seen Oni tonight. Have I seen Oni tonight? Nope. Cola's going for a hard nope on that one. Cola proofed the pack, so his word is final. Sorry, Prudes, you can't have sorbet. Ice cream is the answer that we wanted there. No notes to add on that one, but 2 players banking. Mr. Vertigo 28, Stimpson's Angle 22, and very well played. Let's reset the podiums. 4 players have banked then. Still 8 left in play. As questions get harder, we come back to a Q question with 4 to go. Danny, Lottibus, Puzzle Dan, Ape, Mark, and Arun all needing 1 of 4. Proogs and Natter needing 3 of 4, which means you cannot afford any more wrong answers, but you can afford 1 abstention. Best of luck. Here is the next question. Hashtag harder get they. For 13 points, who is the lead singer of Duran Duran, whose covers album, Thank You, topped Q Magazine's 2006 list of the worst albums of all time? Lottie Bus looking to bank. Mark looking to bank. Arun looking to bank. Mark and Lottibus have. Proogs has knocked his target down to 2. Arun is wrong. Knopfler is not the right answer. It's Simon Le Bon. Very well done to Mark there, banking 40 points, and Lottibus banking 26. Very well done. Those points are safe. We'll see you in the next round. Natter abstaining from that one. Now needs 3 from 3. Proogs needs 2 from 3. Arun is going to need 2 from 3 because you got that one wrong. And Ape and Dan still needing 1 from 3. Let's light you back up. So no one has been turned grayscale just yet. However, with 3 questions left, this is getting very scary. Arun and Proogs, you can't afford a wrong answer. Natter, you can't even afford an abstention. Best of luck. Here is the next question. And we're back to A, I think. Are we back to A? Yes, we are. Back to A. Take a look. For 15 points, the A1, the UK's longest road, connects London to which city? Okay, Dan and Danny look like they're going to be hanging on for another question. They can afford to do that. Edinburgh? Oh, I love how the question mark is the first answer and therefore the one that gets displayed. Oh, it hasn't happened for a while. Edinburgh? Yeah, Edinburgh is the right answer. Very well done to the 2 of you who got that. And you're down to 1 required from 2. Arun and Proogs still going. A5 is not the right answer there, Natter. Unfortunately, you now need 4 from 2, which means you are going to go grayscale and be frozen out. Bad luck. So, no points for Natter this round, but we've still got 5 players left in and 2 questions to go. They all need 1, which means they can't afford a wrong answer, but they can afford to abstain on this one. Good luck. Back to the cues. Here's your question. Emergency stop. For 17 points, a quadratic equation can have at most 2 distinct solutions. What Q is the term for a mathematical equation that can have at most 4 distinct solutions? Is it just going to be a run attempting? And correct, and banking 68 points. That's one of the highest scores we've seen in this round for some time. Aquatic equation. A run went to school every day. Very well played, banking out 68 points there, and that's going to put you in a massively advantageous position going into the final. All eyes now on Danny, Ape, Dan, and Proogs, who need to get question 10 right in order to bank the points so far. Well done there, Arun. You've banked your points, and there's 1 question to go. The last one on A. Danny, Dan, Proogs, and Ape. Best of luck to you. Have a look. For 19 points, what is the term for a collector of teddy bears? Might as well say something, it might be right. Ape? Ape out of time and did need to give an answer, so has gone grayscale. And Danny has got the answer. It's not quite right, but it's phonetically plausible. Arctophile. The biggest collection is Istvana Arnotsky's lot of 20,357 bears, which he turned into a museum in a local town of Hassani, Hungary. Arctophile, well done Danny, getting 28 points right at the end there. Teddyophile and A. Brandreth are not the right answers, Dan and Proogs. Just at the last question, I'm afraid you are going to get frozen out and go grayscale. And no points for you in this round. But nice to see the majority of players actually getting out with some points there, so to speak. 8 out of 12 banking something. That is the end of question 10, and it's the end of round 4. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores going into the final. My. This is a high-scoring game of Google, that, isn't it? Arun is in pole position with 138. AB, me and Mark are in tied second on 100. Mr. Vertigo has 79. Top has got 65. Danny 63. Stimson's Angle 58. Lottibus 57. Ape on 40. Prugs 39. Dan on 34. And Natter on 22. But, of course, you know the final round could still go any which way. The 4 did add on. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know, Dan. Much appreciated. I'm glad that is working. I really should update the podiums as well when I update the scores. It'd be very easy to do. But like one line of code. Anyway. So, let's just check out the lobby scores. Oh, 2 Torts on a nice round 100. 3 players on 100. How about that? Opsimats jumping into second on 75. Ralph on a very nice 69. Shapes has 56. Clive and Pyro on 51. Joggin's got 40. Silent Marine 31. Mantister on 25. Salem 24. And Samster with his Luigi 3. I don't even know if he's still here. I hope he is. Love you, Sam. He's still in the chat. He's just not partaking, I assume. Either that or he's just forgotten, like, all of his knowledge. Only 5 short for the optimum class size for GCSE French. Is that right? 143. That's language classes did seem to be quite full when I was at school, unless that's some other joke I've missed. Right, time for the final round. Let's go. It's the big finish. You need to wager from 10 points up to your current score based on a category. If you don't have at least 10 points, you'll be given a default bid of 10. Answer the puzzle-based question within 30 seconds. Ow. Oh, sorry, I've hurt my back. Answer correctly, you win your wager. Answer incorrectly or abstain, and you lose it. Simple as that. Now, I had some debate with Kolo, who had an extended conversation with Oni about this question. And I was possibly tempted to... I think it was diluted from what it was originally. I was tempted to dilute it some more. I am tempted to give leeway, which I don't normally do, but Kolo suggested to me leave it as it is, and he was the proofer on it, so I left it as it was. But I will tell you for nothing, the answer, you may not be surprised to hear, is a number. That's all I'm going to say for now. So, hopefully you can see the scores on your Hackbox devices so you can have a bit of an educated... or an informed, rather, decision as to how many points you wager here. Are you going for glory? Few people here could break the 200 mark if they wager correctly and they get it right. You have 30 seconds to answer the question. Remember, you must type your bid. This is the only one where you have to type your bid rather than pressing a button. You've only got 10 seconds to do it, so think carefully about how many points you want to wager now, because you will need to type it in within 10 seconds of the countdown starting. You get a category, and then you get 30 seconds to answer the question, the answer to which will be a number. Here's the final category. The big finish category this week is... a brief question of time travel in film. I've shrunk the time scale, so Ape, you've got time to get a bid in if you're very fast. Nope. Okay. We'll put the time scale back to 1 then. I shrunk the time scale at the end because I recognise there are a few people who are getting quite close to the end. Oh, these wagers are all very interesting. How interesting they are. Well, let's have a look and see what you make of this. I might extend the timer, as I sometimes do. I'll see how you get on in the first 15 seconds. Good luck. The big finish question is... you've stolen Marty McFly's DeLorean off of Back to the Future. Starting in the year he first time travels to in the original film, you journey back in time to an extra 1 year for every 1 mile per hour the DeLorean needs to jump. In which year do you end up? Time is slowing down. You'll have 15 seconds from when the music finishes. Ape, you going to give it a go? Let me shrink the timescale some more for you. No, I think that's fair enough. So, Ape with the abstention. And whilst I do see your wagers when they come in real time, I do not see your answers. So I'm finding out what you're saying as they pop up on the podiums. And these are all manually marked. So, you've stolen Marty McFly's DeLorean off of Back to the Future. Starting in the year he first time travels to in the original film, you journey back in time an extra 1 year for every 1 mile per hour the DeLorean needs to jump. In which year do you end up? As I think many of us know, the DeLorean goes at 88 miles per hour. So you travel back 88 years from 1955, which is the year that he first goes back in time to, which puts you in 1867. That's what we wanted. I was tempted to ask for the decade, would have been my suggestion for diluting it. But that might be because I've not seen Back to the Future to this day, and so I knew the 88 mile per hour, but I didn't know the year. Let's see how this pans out. We'll start with Natter. Came in on 22 points. What did you say? 1885. Not quite. You're going to lose. All 22, you go with what you came with, but thank you very much for playing. Dan started with 34. 21.36 is not the right answer, I'm afraid. You're going to lose 11 points, dropping you down to 23. Prug started on 39. What did you say? 1897. 30 years out, I'm afraid, Prugs. You're going to lose 31 points, dropping you back down to 8. Ape, I don't think you got an answer in. Started on 40. No answer. You're going to lose 10 points because you didn't get a wager in either. Currently in the lead. Lottibus started on 57. So 2076, not the right answer. I'm afraid you're going to lose 12 points. No one getting it right yet, but Lottibus has the lead with 45. Over to Stimson's Angle, currently on 58. Getting the right answer, 1867, and I very nearly just pressed the wrong button, not because it was wrong, but because my finger slipped. Very well done there, Stimson's Angle. 1867. You're going to win 10 points, taking you up to 68, but enough of the lead for now. Danny started on 63. 1896, not the one, I'm afraid. How many points did you wager? Oh, 63. Danny, you plummet back down to earth and you leave with what you came with. Topper, you started with 65. What did you say? 1842, a little bit too far. How many points did you wager? 25, dropping you back down to 40. On to Mr. Vertigo. Started with 79. What did you say? Huh? Not the right answer. I did say it was a number. You're going to lose 70 points, dropping back down to 9. Bad luck, bad luck. Moving on to Mark. Got the right answer. Very well played. 1867. How many points did you wager? 20, taking you up to 120. Not enough to take the lead yet, but we're yet to see a run's answer. AB Me started on 100, said 1881. Not the right answer. How many points are you going to lose? Just 10, dropping you back to 90, and it's a film question. So I know it's not really a runs area. What did he say? 2043. Started with 138. How many points a run did you wager? Just 11, taking you down to 127 and giving you the game. Very well played there, a run. Finishing on 127, our gold medalist. AB Me taking the bronze with 90. Mark taking the silver with 120. But it's AB Me's night. No, it's not. It's a runs night. AB Me got the bronze. It's a runs night on 127 points. Our gold medalist. Very well played. Thank you very much, everyone else, for playing. Simpsons Angle finishing on 68. Lottibus 45. Topper 40. Ape on 30. Dan 23. Mr. Vertigo 9. Prugs 8. Natter and Danny on 0. And points equal pennies in this game. So whatever you've got in points, that'll be given to you in pennies. So that feels quite cheap. I might make it... Let's make it 3 times pennies. You know, cost of living and all that. Cost of living crisis. Let's make the multiply factor 3, and I must remember to do that afterwards. So whatever your points are, times by 3 is what you'll get in pennies. How'd you get on in the audience game? It was 2 to finish at top, 2 points shy of a run on 125. Clive takes second with 102. Ralph in third with 79. Zabson finishing on -7, so he mustn't have been there for the final. But yes, lobby medal going out to 2 on 125, and also taking 375 pennies for his trouble. And that is it. that is all we've got time for, and that is the first half of Season 11 of Game Night. I am off now for the next 2 weeks. So I'm off to sunny Cyprus. We're going to Paphos for some much-needed R&R for 10, 11 days, which would be very nice. And 7-penny invoice, yeah, quite. Now, next Saturday, there will certainly be nothing from me because we're travelling on the Saturday. So even if I wanted to, then there wouldn't be a stream next Saturday. The following Saturday, there is an outside chance there might be something casual. I promise this. I said this when I went to Santorini as well in 2019. There's a couple of weeks. Thanks, Topper. Cut your holiday short and bring back Blockbuster. Well, I'm not taking my streaming PC, but I am taking my travel laptop. So depending what the Wi-Fi is like and depending what the mood is and what's going on, I could be tempted to do a sort of casual sort of holiday stream of something in a couple of weeks' time. But no guarantees of that. But I'll keep you abreast in the Discord server, which you should definitely come and join. Stream from the Departure Lounge. I think we're flying from Gatwick South Terminal. It's the one we don't normally fly from anyway. I think it's Gatwick South. And we're getting the train there to avoid having to pay for parking. Let's hope the Gatwick Express as well. I guess we'll probably check that next weekend. But yeah, come join the Discord if you want to keep abreast of all of the details. In the meanwhile, I gave Topper a shout out earlier on. Let me give a shout out to Ash the Bash as well, who in my absence will be here on Wednesday. Well, it's not just in my absence, he's here most Wednesdays and Fridays, but in my absence he'll be here on Wednesdays and Fridays for the next couple of weeks, starting next week with on 12th of July. Winning Lines, Hive Minds, and Doot Drop, apparently. That sounds like a very busy stream. Winning Lines, Hive Minds, and Doot Drop from Bash on Wednesday the 12th of July. And on Friday the 14th of July, it's going to be Snap It Up from Ash. So do go give him a follow if you're not doing so already. Quizzy Mondays, of course, are back our week on Monday as well. Oh, I want to... Sweet and Rajan content. Yes, indeed, Samster. And yeah, you came back to announce that, but nothing else. Love a University Challenge. Go and join Ash's Discord if you want to get in on Quizzy Mondays. There's no streams happening that night, but there's a lot of quiz on BBC, and I know it gets streamed over in Ash's Discord. And yeah, new series of Only Connect is starting Monday week, I think, which is very exciting. And I'm not going to say anything else until the series starts airing. Is it sort of an open secret now that I was on the set of that one? I don't know if that's an open secret. I was on the set of the latest series of Only Connect, but I can't say anything else. Which streamer does that show on Only Connect? I did do Only Connect once, but I can't do it anymore for reasons. Quantum Stream and new season Wheel After Dark starts 8 PM ET. Is that on your channel, Danny? Or if not, can you give us a link to shout it out to? Also, Topper One Gaming. I mentioned him earlier on. Our rude friend, who isn't actually rude at all. He's lovely. What's he got coming up? Next Thursday, 13th of July at 8 o'clock. It's got The Diamond by Score and Slam by Alex R. I wasn't on the set of University Challenge. My colleague Gaz was, and I was talking to him when he was there, but he said it sort of does itself. I wasn't on the set of Puzzling though. No, I wasn't. But no, not on the set of University Challenge. Blessed be the Diamond. No, probably not. Okay, stopping it. JB Henry XIV. There we go. So JB Henry XIV. Go give JB a follow as well. At 8 PM Eastern Time, Wheel After Dark. I'm assuming that's tonight, Danny? Is that tonight? I'm going to stop answering all these questions now. Correct. Okay, 8 PM Eastern Time tonight. JB Henry for new series of Quarren Stream and Wheel After Dark. Do go give them a follow. Join the Discord and give all of the people all of the follows. But for the next couple of weeks, I am going to be Sans. Though you are going to be Sans Ben stream at any rate, because I'm off on holiday. On Quizzy Mondays Live. I might be persuaded to pop into the Discord for a couple of Quizzy Mondays. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Depends on dinner and family stuff, because I've got choir until... Actually, no, I don't have choir. I've got choir tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday. And then not again until September. So, yeah, I could probably turn up a bit. Be quiet. Someone's going to be involved on the set of stuff. Stop it. All of y'all stop it. I'll say Only Connect because that's airing in a couple of weeks, and I think it's a sort of open secret now anyway. But anyway, is there anyone to raid? No, there's not.